Oh my god.
So
Jojo, let me just say this once. I posted the ad for this show. I do it every time I have a show at around 4 p.m. You are the first time I posted an ad and two people commented, "Good luck." I've never had this. I've never, and I almost replied, and I was like, "What do you mean, good luck? What does that mean?" I was a little bit offended, but now I'm starting to see it makes sense here, Jojo. It's starting. Nah, I fuck with you. I fuck with you. Ladies and gentlemen, JoJo Solos. Damn, that's a fresh hat. What the heck is going on here? JoJo, what the
yeah,
heck?
this is my old merch.
What?
I don't have merch out right now, but this is what I sold at one point in time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, that's it right there. You see how it says JoJo Solos?
Yeah.
That's me.
Is that, okay, good, sir. Let me write that one down. Let me write that one down. That's
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
sick.
yeah.
But JoJo, what you been up to today? How's your day? How have you been?
Good. Today has actually been a long day.
Mm.
I've been waking up at 8 in the morning, so did all the chores. I did some laundry.
Mm-hmm.
Casually washing a cat made outfit, for the streams.
Oh, of
Normal
course.
thing to do. Yeah, normal. Did some dishes.
Yeah.
Took out the trash. The daily thing. Um, and then I did stream for a bit, and now I'm here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm happy to be here.
This is a full day for you. I'm glad. I promise. This will be the easiest part of your day. All right. That's a
Thank
that's a
goodness. Thank
that's a
goodness.
guarantee. That's a mom's
Can
online
I
guarantee. What's up?
can I tell you a little secret?
Please.
I remember, setting all this up with you, but
Mm-hmm.
I completely forgot up until like yesterday when you posted the tweet, and I was like,
Holy cow! Good luck. I'm gonna be straight with you. It always happens. It always happens. Especially because you and I, we planned this like a month in advance. Like this is not.
yeah,
It's not fair. I've done that with a lot of the guests. I try to stay a month in advance. That's good to know. Next time, I'll give a heads up, like days prior. But I
okay,
appreciate
okay.
you. I appreciate you making time out of your day to join us here. I saw a little bit of your stream today. I saw you get stuck in Sea of Thieves. You were
Oh yeah,
glitching out
oh
as
yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
and thrown into the brink because of it. All right, they had enough. They were not having you here.
They
That's
don't like me. It's okay. They did what they had to do. It's fine.
but they did what they had to do. but Jojo, you've been on a roll lately. I didn't even know you were part of the Space Station Gaming tournament this past weekend too, and you won.
And we
You
popped
won.
off.
Well, let's be honest. Like you plus the teammates you had have it up here. You had JoJo Solos, Purpled, Puns, and Urso Fam. What is this dream team that they're creating
Right?
for this tournament that doesn't seem fair?
Well, I was the captain. So
Oh boy,
you
yeah.
David organized this. He's like, your team captain, pick your teammates. I'm like, okay. Purple is incredibly talented at Bed Wars.
Hmm.
Puns is just a natural talent. He just knows how to do everything perfectly.
Hmm.
Urso, I trust him with my life. He's just an incredible person. He's funny. He's like a core person that I just feel like
Yep.
he kept the team together. And
Mhm.
me, I just needed them. I was a cheerleader. I was like, go, go.
I legitimately was gonna ask, what do each of you contribute? But it's like you've already seen my notes. All right, it's like you've already seen every question I have prepared. But that's
Yep,
so
I did.
awesome. You did. Oh yeah, you're right. You're the PDF with the
hmm
most vague instructions in the world. All right, that's
I
what
I definitely read through them, and I definitely took notes. And
You are in for a treat, Jojo. All right, this is what I'm saying. Good luck here now. You're gonna kill it.
thanks.
I'm so excited to have you here. But you've been. It sounds like you've had a busy weekend, busy day, and now again, I'm your nightcap. All right, I'll have you. This will be an easy show, an easy time. It's great to be able to take a trip down memory lane, both
Oh, absolutely.
online and off. So that's what we're here to do. Let me tell you exactly. I start the show the same way, and I tell the guests how we got connected. And I don't know if you're fully aware, but the reason or how you and I got connected was actually because of Elena. I'm sorry, EXE. Um,
Hmm.
During her interview, you were one of the few. I think she recommended maybe two people, and she said, you need to have JoJo. She's hilarious. She got a story on her. You gotta have her, all
Oh,
right? If not, I'll hit her
she's
up.
incredible.
Absolutely, so much fun.
I
She was
love Ella so much.
she was so funny here. So and that was the highest praise that I could hear. So I was like, all right, say less. Let's reach out, and here we are today. Now, JoJo, we're gonna start off the show here again, talking about your streamer life, your life here on Twitch, essentially. And the first question, going from the top, is always, how long have you had your Twitch account in general? I'm even talking before streaming.
Got you. Well, I'm really glad you asked that
Mm-hmm.
because I do have my account thing pulled up
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I prepared,
Of
obviously.
course.
Account created April 14th, 2012.
Whoa, we got an OG. 2012?
Yeah,
2012? What
yeah.
what brought you onto the platform in the first place?
Um, Honestly, I don't even remember. I think I was just making accounts for everything that I could because I was like very early on. I deep dived into the Minecraft community
Mm,
and I saw people, streaming. I saw people doing YouTube. I saw people having their Twitter, which is funny. I didn't even make Twitter until 2013, but
mm,
whatever. And I made an account for everything and I don't even remember making it. So
yeah.
I don't know how it's that old, honestly.
You said you were trying to make accounts for everything, like you said, your Twitter account, your Twitch account, and everything in between, YouTube. What was your mindset always in the I guess the lane of I'm going to create content or I am going to be a content creator, or was this trying to just get your name across and just make sure you have that username and platform ready to go?
I think it was more about the content because
Hmm.
when I started playing Minecraft, I enjoyed playing it, but I enjoyed even more playing it and making content.
Mm.
Even early on in the very early days, like I don't even remember what I was doing. I was just playing mini games and just hitting record and just always making some type of video.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I didn't really care much about my name.
Hmm.
I mean, I used to be named Beat Solos, so people know me as Beat Solos. That's what I was known as literally up
Hmm.
until um sometime last year. I already forgot when I
Yeah,
changed
yeah.
it. I think it
Really?
was September. Yeah,
That's
I changed
pretty.
to JoJo Solos. Yeah.
That's damn recent. What? Why JoJo's between beats? What was the switch?
Well, Beat Solos, that was my name at first because there were headphones. That's what I got for Christmas when I got Minecraft as well in 2011.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got Beat Solos, Minecraft name Beat Solos. Makes no sense now. And everyone calls me JoJo nowadays. So I was like,
Uh-huh.
JoJo Solos, that's the one.
That's sick. That's sick. I'm not. Again, I'm not trying to kiss up too much to the guest, but you got a swagger to you. That's fascinating. There's something about. I think it's the bucket hat. It's maybe even the verbiage that you use, but there is a certain swagger. I'm not saying swag. I think that's too cringe. But there's a certain swagger to you that I already know I'm in for a treat tonight here. So I'm pumped.
Thank
I'm
you.
pumped to
Thank you.
have you. So
I'm happy to be here.
ah, that's so kind. That's so kind of you. Let me ask this though. So we know now when you created your Twitch account back in 2012. When did you go live for the very first time?
Funny enough, first time I ever live streamed was not on my own Twitch account. My first ever live stream was being in a 24-hour stream that my friend was hosting. So they literally gave me their stream key when they went to bed, and I just went live while they were sleeping, and I was just going like from 2 in the morning up until 8 in the morning, like a
Oh,
12-year-old kid. Like I don't even know what I was doing. Like
yeah.
that was insane.
But tell me, did that kind of give you that itch, that bug of like, oh man, I love this world. I love what I'm
Yeah.
doing here. Just riffing and creating content and engaging with people live here on Twitch.
Absolutely. Like I was doing YouTube at the time too, but
Mm-hmm.
I think streaming is always going to be a little bit higher up in my list of favorite things to do just because you can see live reactions of how people, feel about what you're saying. You can actually have like a conversation with someone
Mm,
rather than just like blankly talking to your screen and hoping
yeah.
that someone will find it funny.
Yeah, 12 or a week later after it's done being edited and all that jazz. Like it's instant
Yeah.
gratification here, and that's a lot of
Yeah.
fun for us. Tell me,
Exactly.
since you've been kind of an older frog here around these parts, I gotta ask, what have you noticed has been the biggest change on this platform? I'm fairly new, so I'm trying to catch up with the history and lore of this place.
Man, I don't know because I did take my breaks too.
Hmm.
I took a break during high school. Um, I don't know, honestly. I think Twitch has actually gotten better with like the affiliate stuff and like
Hmm.
even introducing that. I remember when that got introduced, I was so excited because finally I could, have my own emotes and like have that sense of community. But there was a period of time where I would get like 200 viewers, but it wasn't even enough for partner at the time, and
Wow.
like I couldn't do anything about it. So
Yeah.
I think Twitch in general has grown from that. Like I think
Hmm.
it's more inclusive with the smaller streamers as well. Unfortunately, it's still really hard to grow.
Yeah.
Um, it's always been very difficult, and hopefully one day, maybe, we'll see that being
Hmm.
changed.
That's yeah, true, true. I think that's, and I don't even think that's like a hot take. I think that's constructive criticism. There, you're
Yeah,
so right. To be able to make sure that across the board, especially putting spotlight on streamers that have been putting that effort and time into their stream and trying to produce more. I don't like to say stars, but more entertainers here on the
yeah,
platform. I think is just beneficial across the board. Don't even worry.
yeah.
That
My
scared
dog.
the
I don't. What are you doing, Max? Look at him. He's just
where.
staring at my bed. What are
That is
you-
terrifying right now. I don't want to.
Is there
This
a
is.
ghost in my room?
That's
What
what
is
I was gonna
happening?
say. What is this one of these paranormal activity thing? I can't be associated with this. All right, JoJo.
Oh
This show
God!
is
Oh
over.
God!
No,
Wait, please help.
That's adorable. What kind of dog?
That's my chubby beagle. His name is Max.
A chubby
I have another one. Well, he's under my bed sheets right now. Who's scared because it was
Aw.
thundering. But he's a schnauzer, but his body's all weird. His name is Coco. Um, oh yeah, you can see them in the chat. It's pretty cool.
It's the okay. You gave me chubby beagle and body's weird Coco. Is what I'm working with. I don't think body's weird is a genetically a type of dog. I don't know if I've ever heard of bodies. I don't watch the puppy bowl waiting for the dog body's weird dogs to come out. I haven't seen one yet, Jojo. I haven't seen one yet.
Okay. I don't really know breeds, and we like adopted him, so we don't really
Mm.
know.
Oh,
But he has the face of a schnauzer and
okay.
the body of some, we say rat terrier just because we've like scrolled through. It's just like their chest is like super
Mm-hmm.
low, and then their stomach is just like all the way up here.
Yeah.
So it's like
Oh, you're
a
right.
weird
Yeah.
cup. Yeah, so
Okay.
I
Fair play.
that's why I
Fair
say it's
play.
weird.
Fair
Yeah.
play that you said body's weird, right?
But he's
Again,
beautiful, okay? He's
that's
beautiful
thank
nonetheless.
you. There we go. We we love all the bodies. Of the dogs. Oh my god, Jody, what am I doing here? What are we doing here? What is this
I
day?
don't know.
Um,
I don't know.
tell me this. I'll bring us back to Twitch for a moment. Tell me this,
Yeah.
JoJo. All right. When did you realize that this platform and content creation in general was going to be a bigger part of your life, and not just having YouTube and not just going the normal route of what traditional life is for many people in this world, going to school, this and that, trying to get a 9 to 5, this and that, but trying to pursue this dream of a content creator.
When it comes to general content with YouTube and whatnot, I think I think that spark was there from the very first video I made. Um, I've always had in the back of my mind like I have to keep uploading. That has changed recently.
Hmm.
Um, but it's because I've thoroughly enjoyed streaming a lot more,
Yeah.
and that's because of actually I wouldn't say it's just because of Among Us back in November or September last year,
Mm-hmm.
but that was a huge part of Twitch that made me feel like this was a better platform for me
Hmm.
just because I had so much more fun, and that's when I really realized that I guess like talking to the chat was so much better than a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And so my YouTube videos have completely come to a stop basically. I like
Mm-hmm.
make one video and then you don't see one until like 4 months later.
Mm-hmm.
Um but content in general, like the first day I made a video,
Mm-hmm.
I just knew that that was it. Like even when I took breaks, when I say I took a break from Twitch, I was still uploading weekly to YouTube. I was doing vlogs. I just bought a new camera, but I
Yeah.
have two cameras, or now three. I have the Canon G7X. I have
Hmm.
the Canon Rebel T5i. Now the Sony A6000, and this is for Twitch, obviously. But I made those other investments, those other camera investments, when I swapped from Minecraft content over to vlogs, because even though I wasn't gaming, I still wanted to put something out there on the social medias.
Holy cow. That's everyone keep talking about Ludwig being mogul moves, but you're making business moves, Jojo. That's smart. That's brilliant. No, honestly, like I love the fact that you ever think about repurposing content that you make on Twitch onto YouTube, or is that just too much? You'd rather keep those two separate?
Well, I made a separate YouTube channel where I
Mm.
upload my VODs just
Oh, good
raw,
call.
but
Yeah.
they're not edited. So I have even gotten comments, people saying like, "Hey, I really like watching like certain things, but cutting it up would make it cool, or at
Hmm.
least cutting it to like the specific games rather than like a full 8-hour stream that includes like 2 or 3 different games." And I totally see that. Um, I'm lazy right now,
Fair play. Fair play.
but I
Eight
think
hours too of content to be cutting up. That's not just lazy. That is a hassle. That's a hassle
yeah.
and a half.
And that's actually why I kind of dislike YouTube as well, because
Hmm.
you make a 1 hour long video and you got to cut it down to 10 to 15 minutes, and then you got
Hmm.
to caption it, and then you got to make it look funny. You got to add music. You got to do all these crazy things. And I am just as lazy as it gets. Before, I used to have all the motivation in the world to do that.
Hmm.
But now that I'm like thoroughly enjoying streaming,
Yeah.
I just don't see why I would have to spend that much time on that, which is
It's
kind of bad.
it's sounding to me that someone's in the market for an editor. All right. It's sounding to me, where are the applications? I don't edit, so I'm not even trying to apply. But
Are you
that
sure? Are you sure? Because I can give you money.
I I can only talk. That's my one job here. All right, I'm a one trick pony
Okay.
here. I'm only good at speaking and maybe a couple jokes if it's a Monday or a Tuesday. But let me say this, Jojo. All right, that's awesome. That at that moment you really invested in yourself and invested in your channel and your content in general, realizing that hey, I can do variety on Twitch, but I could also incorporate some IRL stuff, some stuff behind the scenes, and who I am as a person and in life. And I think those
Yeah.
two balance beautifully too. I do have one more question before we go into the next bit, but I've been hearing, and this is kind of off the cuff. I've been hearing a lot lately of streamers that are switching up the things that they main. So, for example, I've maybe even Minecrafters right now. Everyone's talking about Minecraft. However, a lot of people are also pivoting to variety, to Valorant, to something else because they just can't. It's too much. It's either SMPs, hardcore worlds, and bed wars or speed runs. When you made that shift in your content from Minecraft to variety and really vlogs and all that, how did you kind of justify the move internally? How did you bring about to yourself saying, you know what, I'm going to take this leap of faith? Because it is a lot of people get scared changing their content so dramatically. How were you able to do so? And how has that been going for you?
Well, the first time that I did that, just switching from Minecraft to vlogs, that wasn't so much a risky thing for me, because the way I thought of it was I'm not having fun anymore and I want to
Mm,
be having fun.
I love that.
Um, so for me, like, I saw the all the risk in it, but I also said I don't care enough to make Minecraft videos right now. When I came back to make Minecraft videos, I think, again, shout out Among Us. Thank you for being you. It brought so many different streamers together. I
Mm,
I saw myself playing completely different games. Well, just Among Us, but I saw myself, bringing in new people from different areas, right? Not just Minecraft people.
yeah.
And so I was able to grow my community a little bit more like that. And funny enough, for the past couple weeks, I haven't streamed that much Minecraft, and I always get worried, right? Because I've
Hmm.
always thought of myself as primarily a Minecraft streamer, and then I do have some other games in the background going on.
Hmm.
But funny enough, just recently, I think I played like Bed Wars or something. I don't know. Maybe it was even my sub server stream, which was literally just a week ago.
Yeah.
Um, and straight up, I finished the stream, and I get this email every time I finish a stream, and it shows like how many viewers I had over time. And I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, I'm not a Minecraft streamer anymore. I get more viewers playing anything else, and I get less viewers with Minecraft.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like make a choice, which honestly I'm very happy about that because I tend to overthink things and I'm like, okay, I gotta stay Minecraft, gotta stay Minecraft. But
Mm-hmm.
I followed the wave of let's play Among Us, of let's play
Mm-hmm.
Valorant, like following the wave of what people enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed, not just people, I had to enjoy it as well. And and it worked out for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky. But yeah, it ended up working out. So I have no complaints.
I mean, that's so true. I think it's a duality of things. I think it's one is like people love you for you. You know, your community loves you for you. So they're the ones that are going to stick around there. But also your ability to and the word I guess I'm looking for is be fluid in your content. You know, you're not just sticking with that one thing and trying to really. I disdain the word grind. I don't like that. I don't like the word. It's very
Yeah.
oh you gotta rise and grind for your twit. And I was like, you kind of lose the passion when you start and the creativity when you use words like grind because it's like you do this thing whether you like it or not. You do this thing forever. And I'm like, nah, dude, nah. Oh my goodness! Here, actually, there are two raids that I gotta address before
Yeah,
we
you gotta
before we
go for
got.
it. Go for
All
it.
right,
Go for it.
the two raids here. I want to say first one is Dolfolo. First raid here, 22,000. We got Chrissy over here with a 109 million over raid. It's insane, Chrissy. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate the love. I appreciate you being here
It's
and trusting your community. We got I'll do the brief intro here. Yo, welcome to another episode of Inside the Streamer Studio. I am your host, Moms Online. We are joined here with our very special guest, jojosolos. All right, and we are just getting started. All right, you haven't missed a dang bit. As a matter of fact, we're transitioning to this next part. Jojo, I don't know if you've ever watched the show before. I'll be very frank with you. I don't know, and no offense if you haven't, but here's the thing. This next part, I try to find ways where somewhat find middle ground with the guest. All right, I'm a new
Sure.
frog onto Twitch. I made my
Sure.
account in 2020, January of 2020. And so I have here your account in my other monitor, and I have 3 clips from your stream. And I just, so what is the face, Jojo? It's for free. It's for free. It's there. It's there. It's all okay. No, I got
It could
3
go
clips.
downhill very quickly.
Jojo, this is where me as a host, you gotta trust, all right? You gotta try. I would never do you dirty. I've never done that to any of my guests. It's 96 times I've done this, all right? I would never. So
Okay.
what's gonna happen here is I'm gonna show you the clip. We're gonna watch it together, and I'll just have you
Okay.
explain the context about what's going on. I wasn't
Oh,
there,
God.
so I just want to know. I just
Okay.
want to know. I just
Fair
wanna-
warning.
Okay.
Fair warning.
Yes.
First of all, I have
Mhm.
terrible memory. You could say that was from my last stream and I just believe you, even though it was from like 2 years ago. Sometimes I just don't know.
You.
Um,
Oh my
and then
god.
second of all, I want to say I love you, David. That David right there who rated,
Mhm.
that's the one who organized the SSG charity event for
Uh-huh.
Bed Wars. He's the one who made me captain. So
Big.
so
That's a big dub. That's a big
yeah.
dub. I got a lot
Yeah.
of love for David too. I interviewed him, man. All right, he's a homie. I love him a
Let's go.
ton. Super creative, crazy story as well. Let me say this. All right, Jojo, we're gonna switch over scenes again. If you have the stream up, take a listen.
I'm listening. Yep.
This first one, ladies and gentlemen, this first one right here. It is entitled "Just Egg." Period. Egg. Period.
Oh God.
All right. And it's 30 seconds long. I'm just confused what happens here. And we're just gonna, you know what? Let's just dive right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just dive right into it. All right.
Okay. Yeah, of course with glasses on. I can't be blind. All right, here we go. I don't want to move from this position.
What do you? The first question is, what do you gain? What in the world is going on in this clip? First of all, the lo-fi in the back, the lo-fi in the black was such in the back with such a dramatic and then the slow drip. It doesn't. Is that the new? You know how they have that one anime character doing homework? That might be the new vibe for lo-fi. Is the dripping egg on one's head? What is going on in this clip, please, Jojo? For the love of God, what's
Okay.
going on here?
Okay, I can actually explain this one. And I
Okay.
only know because I see that I have like sub goals. So I was very likely doing some type of 24-hour stream.
Mm-hmm.
When I do long streams like these, I like to set donation goals.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like every $20 or every $25, something like that.
Yeah.
I have to egg my head. So
Oh
I don't
my.
know if that was the first one. I can't tell if I was already, dripping egg or not, but yeah. That's
Do you remember how many eggs you had to break on your head?
I think that stream man, I think maybe like 8 maybe.
That's almost a wreck. You put in
I
8
know.
eggs on your head, ma'am. This is, and just it's the helplessness. It's the towel over to one side of the shoulder. It's the kind of the leaning forward so it doesn't get in behind into the chair. It's
Yeah,
such
and
a feeble. Yeah, of course, the precious chair. You can't. It's a gamer
his
chair.
name is
all right.
Jeffrey.
Oh, got a name for it, Jeffrey. All right, Jeffrey's
Yeah.
the main piece there. So you,
Yeah.
what is the wildest thing in this 24-hour stream that you had to do in terms of donation goals for you that you were able to reach? What was the wildest thing in your opinion?
Oh man. I think the eggs was probably the wildest thing, but regarding like that background and everything happening there, that was back at my apartment where I had a roommate. So I did this entire 24-hour stream with someone sleeping in the other room who usually hated me even like opening my mouth and streaming. Like people get people get really annoyed, and it's like 5 a.m, and I'm like, like trying to stay like low voice, but at the same time, like not trying to put my viewers to sleep.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait. What did your roommate have any notes for you the next day when the stream was done? Did they say anything at all? Any passive aggressive comment? Any note at the door?
surprisingly, no. But at the same time, I asked them. We don't ever speak. We probably spoke like 7 times total, and we lived together for a year. But I think what ended up happening is she ended up leaving to go somewhere else without even telling me. So I was literally being quiet and like trying to be careful, and she wasn't even there. So like I was just pissed. Yeah.
You could have gone ham. You could have been going crazy with the eggs and the Bang energy drinks. And by the way, how was the energy drink? Did it taste good? Was it good?
Listen, Bang and I, we don't mix well. We don't mix well.
Did you?
I put a little bit of caffeine in my body, and I'm like, I go like, shoo, crazy sugar high, and then I crash, and then I very easily cry to anything and everything.
Oh my God. Jojo, let me just say this once. I posted the ad for this show. I do it every time I have a show at around 4 p.m. You are the first time I posted an ad and 2 people commented, "Good luck." I've never had this. I've never, and I almost replied, and I was like, "What do you mean, good luck? What does that mean?" I was a little bit offended, but now I'm starting to see it makes sense here, Jojo. It's starting. Nah, I fuck with you. I love it. That's the first clip, though, Jojo. That's easy, right? First clip. It's just egg. It's just egg.
Not too bad. Yeah.
How bad can it be? Let's go on to the second one. The second one here, it says, "What the fuck is going on? Help, help, help." And this one is only 9 seconds long. I am so confused, Jojo. I am so confused. And maybe you don't know what's going on. And if you don't, I'll allow you to plead the fifth. But I will break this down for you after we see this 9-second clip. 9 seconds. Again, let's see what happens here, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. We did it.
What was going on? And here's the worst part. I stopped this because if you read the chat, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this on YouTube, stop the video, read the chat. This is you have people that are saying, lick your hand, bon appetit, lick the hand. People are like, and even people are like, you're an adult, go get a napkin. What were you licking? What were you licking? What is that? Is it egg? Please don't say it's more egg. I can't. I could not live in a world where more egg is in this. In this clip.
I don't think it was egg. I'm trying really hard to think. I literally do not remember.
Anyone from our community remember this?
But this is a funny view though, because you can see in the top left it says Beach Solos, so that's when I was still Beach Solos. Does it show a date? I guess not. I don't see
here,
one.
not on this one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a pretty old clip, obviously before my name change. But I do see some of the community people who are still here even now. And look at my hair; it's short. It's not blondish, kind of. Like there's a lot different with this. Different glasses.
True.
The Beach Solos. I'm wearing the Beach Solos.
You got are you a huge Dre fan? What's going on here? What is this Beats by Dre? I gotta ask. Let me ask this. All right. What if you don't remember what it was? It's just totally fine. Now in this present day, this JoJosolos. We're not Beat Solos anymore. JoJosolos. Would JoJosolos get a napkin, or are they going for the palm?
I'm gonna lick my hand.
Why, Jojo? Why? What are we doing here? Why?
Because it gets reactions out of people, and as long as it's not something, I'm sure it wasn't something that weird, right?
True.
It must have been like, I seriously don't know what could have possibly been on my hand, but it had to have been something fine.
That I don't know if that's the answer that anyone is. It had to be something okay, right? Right? Community, right?
Okay. I see Real in the chat. I'm gonna message Real because I know that they're around right now, and I'm very curious as well now.
Message Real, and I'll move on to the next clip as you do that. All right? We'll move on to that, and then as soon as you get the answer, feel free to interrupt me, and I need closure on this, all right? I need more closure on this than any of my former relationships, all right? Thank you.
Yeah.
So this last one, it says, JoJo hears Corpse's song. I don't mind getting a DMCA for this. I want to hear this reaction live, all right? If you're watching on YouTube, sorry, good luck, better luck next time. Should have been here live. Let's listen to you listening live to Corpse's new song, and I gotta have you after this also explain what the heck's going on here. You're going with e-boy look. Apparently, there's some sort of e-boy transformation that I'm not aware of. I'm jealous of the hair. I wish I had some myself. But let's give it a listen. 47 seconds long. Let's give it a listen.
All right. E-girls are ruining my life. E-girls are ruining my life. My hair looks hot, right?
It's pretty good.
Is he okay? Is there something stuck in his throat? Like what? That hurts me. That hurts me. That's good.
Okay, straight up. All right. Before we even get into the clip,
yeah,
you vibe with the percentage that really love Corpse's voice. Are you part of that percentage here?
Vibe is one word. I think listening to someone speak with a deep voice like that, I think that's pleasing. I think listening to the music, it hurts me. I feel like I wouldn't be able to turn that on and feel at ease. I feel like I'm on the edge, like is something about to happen to me? Am I about to die, or am I safe? So.
Okay. Fair play. Tell me what's going on here in this clip. What you're dressed a certain way. You're listening to Corpse. What did you think about the song in particular? Give us the whole take.
All right. First of all, I'm wearing my merch right there. That's my JoJo Solos crew neck. It's kind of hard to see right there, but
It's
like, got
fresh.
the little patch. Yeah, we got my blue hat. It's actually right here behind me. You can kind of see it.
Ooh, okay.
Um, hair forward, E-boy solos in the house. Yeah, that's me, but looking schmexy as an e-boy. I don't know why. It's kind of the whole thing where like streamers wear like maid outfits and cat ears and all these
Yeah.
things. This is one of those things where it's like you do it because everyone else loves it, but
Mm-hmm.
then you kind of just vibe with it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I ended, I don't dislike it. Um, but you know what? I that's that I do it sometimes just more like with a sub goal, but
Yeah.
I
You
you,
can't do
you got
this
to
for
make
free.
people pay. No,
We're
it's
not
not
doing
for
that for
free.
free. Are you
Not for
kidding
free.
me? What are you? Is it a
That's
joke?
bizarre. No way. Yeah. Um but so that's the look there. I think
Mhm.
that's actually the first time I had done e-boy probably in a long time. And every time I do e-boy solos, I try to play some type of song that an e-boy would particularly listen to or like vibe to. So
Mhm.
people are recommending me that song. So I'm like, "Oh, okay. Never heard the song before."
Yeah.
Um I genuinely felt like pain in my own throat like listening to that.
It hurt. No, I agree.
Yeah. It's
It's
the voice is, I mean, it's great. But for me, it's just like, oh, like it's like pressure. Like again,
Mhm.
am I on the edge? Like am I about to die type of thing? So it's a good song though. I
Mhm.
don't listen to it though. Sorry.
You go with great song. Haven't listened to it since. I fuck with it. No, I agree. It's an intense one, man. It's intense. It makes more sense now that I heard the title. But man, they were talking about choking and all this shit. I was like, yo, what? I
Mhm.
couldn't listen to this. Like, I was scared that if I had a family member at this house, I would be all like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm done here. I'm done. But I do love that. What is there any plans to make a return of the E-boy fit? Maybe possibly with a
I
bucket hat?
actually
What are we talking?
I actually did hit a sub goal. I have to do an entire stream as e-boy. Usually I put it on for like 20, 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got to do an entire stream. So I got to figure out when I got to do that
Mm-hmm.
because um my parents have been like on vacation for like the past 2 weeks. They're
Yeah.
coming back home on Saturday. So I've
Mm-hmm.
been taking advantage, like trying to do all these crazy random streams.
Yeah.
I haven't planned the e-boy because you know how weird it is for just someone to walk in on you like while you're wearing a
Mm.
maid outfit or
Oh.
just
Uh,
like, especially your parents, they just look at you and they're like, what are you, why,
I-
um
have you, have your parents seen any of this? The egg, the e-boy, have they seen any of it and made any comments?
my parents have never watched it through stream,
Mm-hmm.
but they've always kind of just walked in and they're like, why,
Just
and then
one
I'm
tear.
like, because people are paying. Honestly, that's what gets them to shut up. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
literally like, why are you cracking eggs on your head? I'm like, people pay $20 for it, and they're like, oh, okay. They just leave. It
They're like, you know what?
works out.
A rack of eggs is like a buck 50. So you know what? You're it makes sense. It makes sense. I like
Yeah.
that. I love it. I love it. That's exciting, man. I enjoy the off the wall kind of content where you really don't know what's gonna happen. You got a little bit of gameplay. You got a little bit of comedy stylings from JoJo solos. It's everything in between. But that's all the clips. I promise, JoJo. That's all the
Oh, thank
clips. All
God.
right. It's as easy as that.
Thank God.
But
Thank
again,
God.
clearly, it sounds like you didn't do your homework on us right here because as much as I love Twitch, I love Twitter so much. I love
Oh,
Twitter so
oh,
much.
oh
And
no.
oh my gosh, Jojo, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Jojo? I got 3 of your tweets lined up. I got 3 of your tweets lined up. Worst part is, usually after the show, my guest puts a banger tweet that I'm like, man, you couldn't have tweeted this one day ago, but you did something special for me. You made my job easier. All right, Jojo, you made my job fucking easier. All right, and we're gonna talk about 3 tweets. I promise, not all of them are roast. I promise.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
But I got you, Jojo. I'm a professional. All right, I'm a
Mhm.
professional here.
No, I believe it. I
I
believe
take
it.
care of my guests. But this first one here, this first one, It's a bit of a controversy, all right? I don't usually like bringing in controversies to the stream. I don't believe in internet drama. It's none of my business. But this one I saw when I was with my family, and it really hit home. And it was
Okay.
created at July 10th, 2021 at 8 p.m. And it says, I've just learned people always flush their toilet paper. I've always thrown it away in the trash can. Please help. What do I do? And you put a poll up. And I voted on this poll, whether you knew it or not. And I'm putting it on screen now. An overwhelming, a total of votes is 194,592 votes came in, and 85% of those were flush it down the toilet. Jojo, I need you to explain what's going on here. I need you to explain why such a controversial tweet was sent out and this controversial lifestyle. Please explain this to me. This is
Look, you want to know how this came up? Can you believe this came up? Just because here I am doing my thing, I'm streaming, la 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 la. I'm talking. I'm like, guys, my dog is so fat. I mean, not only can you see him being so chubby, but also not only does he eat his own shit, but also he walks into my bathroom and eats the toilet paper out of the trash can. And then people are like, totally regardless of the fact that my dog eats his own shit, and totally regardless of the fact that he ate toilet paper, people are like, you throw your toilet paper away? Like, what? In my head, I was like, what the hell do you mean? Do you eat it? Do you eat your toilet paper? What do you mean? Like,
but Jojo, here's the thing is this: the math doesn't add up, Jojo. The math doesn't.
I understand.
I'm gonna be the voice for the voiceless right now. All right. Because I don't know if your community had, they may be typing in your chat today, but they didn't have a voice of reason. I'm gonna be the voice of reason here.
Gotcha.
Toilet paper is dissolvable. All right, you're not gonna clog it. It's not. What do you mean?
Listen, no. I understand. I do. Listen, something that people are not understanding is that people think that I throw away every single piece of toilet paper. I flush some of them. I do. I don't always throw it away. I drop it sometimes, I leave it in there. I don't want to look at it, I just drop it. But sometimes I'm like, oh, let me just throw it away because the trash can is right there. There's a trash can right next to the toilet for a reason, right? And it must be because you're done. You're done and you throw away your shit.
And I quote, Jojo, I've always thrown it away in a trash can. If this is a court of law, there needs to be a new show where I take you to court, because this is out of pocket, Jojo. This is I resonate with you. All right, I'm gonna bail you out on this one. All right, because today it sounds like for the first time you tried flushing it down the toilet. How'd that go?
I did. Well, I mean, I usually do my fair share of both of them. Of course, for the purpose of the tweet and what I was saying, out loud, it was much easier to just say I've always thrown it away. I mean, I do, again, a good share of both. And people would ask me, like, what do you do in public? I throw it in the toilet unless there's a sign that says don't throw anything away in the toilet, right?
True.
And then the thing is, I actually came up to my sister today. Ready? My sister. We're getting Chipotle together, and here I am. I'm like, sister, I called you the other day, and you didn't respond. This was on stream. I called her and she didn't respond. And I was like, oh yeah, what's up? And then I told her everything. I showed her everything. And she was like, oh, hasn't father always told you not to flush the toilet paper? And I was like, so there is reason. Father told me. I didn't even remember. I just thought that in the back of my head, I always concluded that it was bad to do that it was going to clog the toilet. And apparently my father has always grained it into my brain to not do that. But I didn't really connect the dots because, again, I have a terrible memory. I don't really pay attention to a lot of things. But apparently, I've been told that a lot. And I don't think I should be ridiculed for doing such a thing. Period.
I love it. You're right. All right. It was a lapse of judgment. Okay. It was her father all along.
Yeah,
all right?
guys.
She was raised this way. All I'm saying is that there are 15% of these people need to go to jail. All right, that's all I'm learning from this poll. That's actually what I've learned from the
Including
poll.
me? What?
I mean, you kind of spearheaded this thing. All right, you had people look at you got radioactive from Boomer. You got Tubbo saying what the fuck generally, what the fuck. You got Hunter who's throwing it away, and for a lot of you clearly caused a ruckus on a Sunday. I thought Sunday was a day of rest. You ruined some people's days at this, and I loved it. I was here for this madness. Honestly, I
It
was
was
here for it.
necessary. I needed to debunk it. I was genuinely concerned. I was genuinely just interested, right? Because
Yeah.
at least when I was growing up in Venezuela, like all I did was wash my ass. We had a bidet, whatever, however you pronounce it. You
Yes.
literally like wash yourself after you go to the bathroom.
That is
like
true.
and then I moved to the U.S. My parents thought, oh, you got to be careful. I've had this toilet right there, right next to me, literally get clogged before just from flushing it, which is probably why my father tells me to like not throw things down.
That
But
makes
I
sense.
just made the connection. I made the connection in my brain. I've had roommates. I've gone to my friends' houses. I've seen so many people who just throw it away. So I was so shocked. I was quite
You go
deliberately.
into your friend's house, you checking out their trash cans in the bathroom. Oh, yep, that's a shit toilet paper. Good.
No,
All right,
no.
that's a good one.
No, but I have had horror, like terrible stories of going to a bathroom and I'm like throwing something away, and then I see someone who like threw something away with shit and it was open, like they didn't fold it properly, and I was like, ugh.
All right.
And in my head, I'm like, who goes number 2 in a guest bathroom? That's just messed up.
True.
I don't. If I'm outside, I'm dead. I don't care. I will wait until I'm home.
Yeah. I got it. Damn it, Jojo, you're too fucking funny. That's too good. That's too good of a bit. I already know I need to work with you again. I need to have you. I need this energy more in my life. That is so fucking funny. That's right. That's the first tweet, though. All right. We started off with controversy. It's actually very easy from here. This next one's more wholesome. I really love this tweet a lot, and I'll move it here to the main screen. And it said at February 16, 2021 at 4:02 p.m., you said, POV, we follow each other, and we have been for a while, but we've never talked. This is me taking initiative. Let's talk now. I'll DM first. Just leave a like on this tweet. Smiley face. Tell me, how did this strategy go? Because I agree with you. I think, I have a lot of mutuals that I would love to be better friends with. But it is one of those things where you follow someone on Twitter and then you kind of set it and forget it. You leave and you continue on. How did this strategy work for you? And is this kind of in your nature? Are you someone that really does want to just open the floodgates? Because I see, I noticed this with streamers. Sometimes we can get a little bit of, I'm going to keep to myself, or I'm going to keep a very close circle. What inspired this tweet?
I think at that point, I was wanting to just reach out to more people, just to play with more people, especially because like you said, we all kind of follow each other. We all know who we are, but we don't really talk. When I put out this tweet, I just wanted to see if any of those mutuals were interested in wanting to talk and game one day. I did get a lot of likes. And it was kind of hard to go through all of them. I think on the phone, you like scroll and it doesn't show all of them, which is really weird.
That's true.
Like I don't know why it does that. So I definitely missed some people. But I did try to, especially the people who responded, who are my mutuals, I DM'd. It went pretty well. I mean, I was able to get to know people better, but I always feel kind of shy to meet someone and then right away just be like, okay, let's stream, because I think there has to be like a real connection before it's like a smooth type of stream. So unfortunately, a lot of those DMs just kind of ended, and then we never really followed up, which I probably should. But some of them I did keep talking to my friend. I mean, you see Dave right there. Dave and I've known this man, literally first person I met in the Minecraft community.
No way.
Literally the first person I follow on Twitter. 13 maybe 2014.
Damn.
I meet Dave, and that was like the beginning of my entire Twitter life. So it's always a pleasure talking to him, because I've literally known him for so long. Um, so I mean, he said that we talked just yesterday, but
Mhm.
we really don't talk that often, and it's always fun to just message people, even people you haven't talked to in a very long
Yeah.
time.
I mean, whether it be a collab or not, like just reconnecting because it is a big world here on Twitch, but it's a big world, but everyone kind of knows each other. I'm starting to see
Yeah,
where everyone's connected, especially the more I do this show. And
yeah,
so it's really cool because it's like, as long as you come in with, curiosity about the other person, wanting to invest in their life in terms of your time and energy, from whether it be professionally trying to collab and do stuff on stream or in content, or even personally with just making sure they're okay or like, hey, how have you been? How have things changed? How have you grown? Or maybe are you
yeah.
doing okay? Is a really cool way to open this. I love this idea. I might ask for your permission to do this very same thing because I love
Take it. I
opening
mean,
the floodgates like that.
I think I stole the idea from someone else too, because
Mm.
I'm a really shy person when it comes to this. Like,
Really?
I think it's easier doing it like this
Mm-hmm.
because you don't have to, I guess, randomly message someone and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Mm-hmm.
This is like a way that you both mutually understand you're gonna communicate.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that was better, but I probably stole this from someone, so you go
Yeah.
ahead and take it.
Fair play. Fair play. I mean, yeah, I love the bravery too. That takes a lot of courage to be like, you know what? Screw it. Everyone like it, and let's talk. Let's hang because again, it's always those. The people shies of the world. The one like, hey, yeah, I see them on friends. We're friends on Discord. I see you playing a game. Oh, it'd be dope to reach out and play a game or whatever.
Yeah,
I see you, with some other of my mutual friends. I'd love to be able to bridge that gap. But I love that. I love that. That's so true. And I think that's really going to be if not already, the biggest wave is this collaboration thing. In terms of wanting to grow together, in terms of just making meaningful relationships online here on Twitch between creators and the such. So I love that. I love that a ton. That's the second tweet. All right, we got one more. All right, one more, and
okay.
this one is a doozy. It is something again very wholesome, and I think there's a lot that I'd like to unpack here with you.
Oh boy, oh
More
boy.
so on where you are today. This
Okay.
tweet is your New Year's Eve tweet. It was created
Ooh.
December 31st, 2020 at 3:42 p.m. And I'll read it here. It says as follows: 2020 comes to a close. Thank you for being a part of my life, my journey. Whether you've been here since day 1 or 2 minutes ago, you hold a special place in my heart. Here's some of my accomplishments. I'm sorry. Thank you. And here's for 2021. And the accomplishments said, you peaked at 1,587 Twitch subscribers, peaked over 5K viewers on Twitch, 10K Twitter followers. Thank you, puns and ant.
They gave me shout outs.
Oh hell yeah! I mean that's some high praise right there. YouTube rank on Hypixel, Twitch partner, 26K YouTube subs. You met a lot of amazing and wonderful new people, brought a new community and inclusive and amazing people, learned from a lot of experience, worked on mental health and stability. These are only a few, but I love you all for being here with me along the way. I love this so much. I think I've been seeing the weird stuff where they're like, I don't want to talk about my accomplishments or whatever. But you have to take a step back and look at the bigger picture of what you've done. Because again, you're living in the moment. In life, you're always living in the present. You don't get
Yeah.
the past and you don't get the future. So this is all we have. So to be able to celebrate and commemorate what you've done on this platform is huge. And these are big accomplishments. This is something that shouldn't be just shrugged off and walk away. So first off, congrats. That's so
Thank
fucking
you.
awesome of you. But my question being, now that we're in 2021, what are your goals? What are you trying to do with whether it be yourself as a person, yourself as a creator, and moving forward here? We're halftime here in this year of 2021. We're
Yeah.
almost done already. So, what are those goals and how have you been doing with them?
Man. um well, first I'd like to say that it's really cool seeing this tweet. I forget most tweets that I put out, or
Yeah.
at least, I don't constantly think of them. But seeing that is pretty bizarre. I mean, just all of my Twitch stuff, like even now I can already see I've surpassed some of those things. So it's really
Mm-hmm.
cool to reflect on that. But as for my goals now, I think didn't set any goals specifically for 2021 because I had seen a lot of growth in that time period because of Among Us and just, all of that wave, and I didn't know if that was going to maintain,
Mm.
and I was scared of setting like really high goals and not getting them just to be disappointed. And I didn't want to set really low goals because then I wouldn't feel like I actually accomplished anything. So I didn't actually set anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, even looking back at this, like that's so bizarre. I mean, obviously the whole peaked in like viewers and stuff. That wasn't natural. That was probably through raids and stuff. Peaked in Twitch subscribers. We actually passed that just like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, and we reached. I think. Let me see what number I wrote down because I've been writing them down to keep track. 2329 Twitch subscribers. That's huge.
That's monstrous. That's so cool.
Yeah. So, apparently 2230 might have been the high. I might have not written it down, but I'll update it. But I mean, yeah. And looking at the Twitter followers, like I'm at 19.9K right now. So I'm about to double up on what I finished with, and we're halfway through the year.
Sheesh.
So
damn.
So that's pretty cool.
Let's. What if we take it from here? And here's the thing. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear when you say I don't want to set goals and expectations, especially with the knowledge that maybe down the road they don't meet the exact expectation, or maybe you don't surpass them. And that's fair play. But it's that old cliche saying where it's like shoot for the stars, and even if you fail, or shoot for the moon, even if you fail, you land among the stars, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Let me ask this though. All right, if let's move to the side metrics. All right, so anything with numbers, we're tossing that to the side. In terms of you as a content creator, or maybe it's the content that you're creating, or maybe even your mental health and personal health, or life IRL balance in life. What are some goals there that you ideally, and it's not whether you make it or not, but ideally would like to set for the year coming or for the year's end?
I mean, I definitely want to be more organized. That's always one of those New Year's resolutions. I mean, I never keep up with those. It's hard. I'm not very organized. I mean, I'm starting a job soon, so maybe that'll keep me organized. But
Sick.
Thank you. But probably being organized. I definitely want to work on being more independent as well. I think when it comes to making decisions and just being like an adult, sometimes I like hold back. I don't trust myself enough that I'll make the right decision type of thing. So maybe I'll change. Maybe I'll try to change that. I definitely want to make my own decisions. Like even now, if you talk to any of my friends, who most of them happen to be mods, which is really convenient because they take care of my Twitch while I'm doing my Twitch stuff. They literally guide me through life. I'm like,
wow.
Hey Aaron, what do you think about this? Hey Real, what do you think about that? Like I'm always just like saying something and mentioning it to them because they help me. And not to say that I want to grow past them because I think their opinions are super important to me. But I think it's about like being able to make a final conclusion because I always leave things up in the air. And then I either miss it or someone tells me, do this.
Yeah.
Do it. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, I gotta do it. So
that's so awesome. I love that. I love that a ton. That's so good. And I think that is such a topic, the balance of real life and streaming, that I feel like doesn't get enough light because as a streamer, you don't really want to shed light on that live. A lot of people don't want to because it changes the mood a little bit. It's a responsibility upon ourselves. And more often than not, we don't want to address that. And so to be able to hear you say that and be like, yeah, you know what, there's a lot of stuff happening in my life. There's some changes. I'd like to be more independent. I'd like to, be a little bit more organized. I think it's such a cool way to just explain that, yeah, while we're live and we're having fun and we're making jokes and hopefully you all are entertained, there's still a lot to be done once we press that end stream button. and there's a
Yeah.
lot more to the person. That's awesome. I appreciate you so much for sharing that, JoJo. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
But that's the hardest part of the show. All right, the tweets and the clips. If you've passed that, it's smooth sailing. I promise. That and I
I got
can.
a feeling it's not true, but sure.
Oh no. Honestly, no. Like open handedly, I say that because like I gotta do a little bit of the comedy bits, but now it's all about you. It's all introspective. All right. So speaking of introspective, I'm gonna ask you some introspective questions about your time here on Twitch, and then we'll mosey on over into the to the life story. All right, JoJo.
Let's do it.
So the first question I have for you is, what have you learned about yourself through streaming?
Let's see. I definitely am not funny.
What? Oh my god! Isn't that the whole brand at this point? Like, what do you? You've ruined yourself in one question. This is not even a gotcha. What?
I think I don't think I'm as funny as I think I am. I think usually things are funnier because of the chat. So shout out to the chat. They're usually the ones that say funny things, and then I just happen to voice it, and then they think I'm funny, but I'm just reading a chat.
You're not wrong. Honestly, you're not wrong. That might be the answer for at least 75% of the people I've talked to so far. You're not. They are hilarious, and it's scary because they're funny over text. They're not even funny over like physical comedy or voices. They literally just type bullshit, and then you read it, and you're like, "That's gold. That's
Yeah.
golden."
Have you ever seen literally any TikTok? Anytime I open the comments in TikToks, like it makes the TikTok even funnier because people just say the right things and it makes no sense.
That's a fact. Honestly, someone needs to make a stream just about the chat. If they can do that, and it's not just chatting, all right? It's just let them shine because it's true. There's so much gold in terms of that, in terms of comedy there. I love that though. I love honest assessment. I still think you're pretty funny. I think it might be your delivery
Thank you.
that gets me.
It might be that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's the swagger. It's the swagger to it. Let me ask this. All right, how would you describe your streaming style, JoJo? How would you describe your streaming style for me?
A lot of random things. I think like I said, I think it's very chat driven. I play games, but like I think the main content just comes with like the interactions between the chat and I. Like earlier how I said I thought I was a Minecraft streamer. There was a point in time where when I lived at my apartment, my electricity or my internet just kept going out. So I grabbed my phone and I would stream on my phone and people enjoyed it and it didn't make a lot of sense to me. But I think it's just because we're like the chat and I are able to talk between each other where it's like entertaining for the both of us, you know? So I think my style is I need the chat to carry me to success. Thank you. Appreciate you.
And we're almost there, baby. Big stuff. But again, I think that's a testament. You see a lot of smaller streamers that really invest in equipment first. They want the nicest cameras. They want the nicest layouts. They want all this. But it's a testament. It's those humble beginnings that you're willing to do bullshit even on your phone, let alone anything else, and make it fun and make it enjoyable and make it relatable. That's a big one. Relatable. And I think that, again, it speaks volumes with you. I know you're going to give chat all the credit or your community all the credit, but we gotta give you a tiny smidge as well for at least facilitating it, all right? It sounds like you're less streamer and more event planner at this point.
Yep, that's exactly what I am.
No, you're way more. But as a matter of fact, since we're talking about your community, let me ask you this question, all right? If I asked your community, JoJo, who you are, and I had no idea prior, what do you think they would say to me? All right? And there's no ego answers whatsoever. I will take it as is. What do you think they'd say of you?
Stupid.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What? How just so quick are you? Why stupid? Why stupid?
I don't make a lot of smart decisions while I stream. So I think I just have like a stupid personality. I don't think I'm actually stupid.
Uh-huh.
But my chat does indeed like to bully me. I mean, I stand up and they're like, "You're short," and I'm like, "I know. That's how I was born." And they're like, "Yeah, you're short," and I'm like, "Okay." So I think if you ask them anything about me, the
Hmm.
first thing would be any type of bully answer, which is fine. Some people might say frog hat. My frog hat's behind me
Oh
somewhere.
yes,
Um,
yes.
maybe I don't know. More recently, maybe Weeb Club. Maybe
Weed
that's what they're
club.
saying. No, Weeb,
Weeb.
anime,
Oh, okay.
anime.
Anime.
Yes,
I see. I see. Are you weebing? Are you got some? You watching some animes lately? What you watching?
I'm watching everything. I just finished an anime called K.
Okay.
It was
So
pretty good.
you are the it's like hipster weeb now. You just gave me a letter. You're like, hey, check this one out. It's called K. You can only find it on a floppy disk, and it's like there's no premise of this
I
anime.
was surprised too, just the letter K, but it's actually pretty good.
Uh huh.
It's
Okay.
kind of weird.
Oh my
But no,
god, this is
every
the
anime
worst
is weird.
sales pitch. This is the worst sales pitch, Jojo. It's pretty good and it's weird. I, what do I
Okay,
gotta
but
do with this?
listen, it's like when like animes just get like really weird when it comes
Yeah,
to like showing like panties on the girls, and you're like, why?
I
That's so
don't.
unnecessary. That's the
Yeah.
type that it has like that sort of vibe where you're just like you're watching this thing and then suddenly the camera angle is like from below and you see her panty line and you're like, why is that there? That makes no sense. It has nothing to do with the story, but it's there. So that's what I mean by weird. Um
For our sake, I hope it is an anime and not something that starts with an H. But the for our sake, please, for our sake here. But let me ask this, and also, what height wise, what are we working with? If you may, I made the mistake of telling my height on my very first stream ever, and I'll tell you it
yeah.
after yours. But how tall are we
I
working with?
mean, I didn't even have to say my height. I stood up to go to the light switch, which you might
Mm-hmm.
actually not see here, but there's a light switch right next to this door.
Okay.
And people looked at me and they laughed. I'm 5'2".
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
That's probably not the best way I could have reacted to that. Okay.
Okay. No, that's
it's
I
it's
think that's better than what I said.
it's like I'm taking in bad news real quick. Okay. That's fucked up. See, here's the thing, Jojo. There's something about the online world that is obsessed with height. I don't know what it is.
Mhm.
It is weird. I said 5'6". I'm 5'6", and I just got lambasted. People are saying they put me in their pocket. They said that I could travel in their carry-on. I'm 28 years old, and these 18-year-old assholes are telling me this, and I loved it. No, it's I don't know it. It's weird, but I don't see. And then, of course, the last thing I gotta ask JoJo, tell me one dumb thing. Even you have to agree though. One dumb thing that you've done on your stream to validate why they would say that you're dumb.
Um Oh, this is a hard question. This means I have to think. Let's see. One dumb thing. Um well, I mean, you saw when I was you saw when I was stuck earlier in Sea of Thieves.
Yes.
Um I was in a call with my grandpa at the time, and I looked away from the screen for a moment, and my friends moved on in the storyline, and I was
Hmm.
very frantically looking for where they went. Um, and the reason I got stuck on that tree is because I couldn't find my way to where they were. So I was trying to jump on the tree, which makes no sense. So from the tree to where they were, and then I got stuck. And I don't know why I did that. It makes no sense why I would go to the tree. And but it worked out, I guess.
I
I was
watched you
imprisoned.
struggle for 5 to 10 minutes trying
Yeah.
to cut your way, dance your way out of whatever weirdness that was for a while.
Yeah.
And
And I walked into it. Me. I
yeah,
put myself in that position. Yep.
that's not even like in canon with what a pirate would do, you know? A pirate would not jump on trees. That makes no sense, Jojo. All
Yeah.
right, come on.
And that's not even the dumbest thing I've done. I mean, there's a lot more. I can't think of it right now, right? Because
Fair.
I don't do dumb things ever, um but yeah.
Of
Yeah,
course,
no.
of course.
Yeah. Right.
How about this, Jojo? Let's flip the question on them. All right,
Oh
there's
yeah.
enough of roasting you by them. But
Oh
if
yeah.
I showed up to your stream, Jojo, and I'm over there typing in your chat, yo, you know, describe your community to me. Describe the beautiful usernames and all the colors there that are surrounding mine. What would you say of your community? What would you say of the people that watch you day in and day out, live for however long you go?
You know what? I'm I'm not like them. I'd say you guys are incredible. Boom.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm a
Wow.
good person. You see?
Yeah. A real
I'm a good
FU.
person. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel now? Oh, now they're like, oh crap, now maybe we're a
Oh,
little too mean. Yeah. Yeah.
someone says they're blushing. I love it. I love this. Well, the reason, and I agree though. I while we can have it under the tone of sarcasm, I do genuinely think you believe that. I do genuinely.
No, yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
If if I'm being funny, I would definitely call them like bullies or just like
Yeah.
trolls.
Yeah.
But I think that's similar to like who I am, especially when I stream. Like I don't particularly bully, because I think that's a strong word, but I do like banter with friends and make fun of my friends. Like we have our thing going. I troll a lot, especially when I'm playing Among Us. It's a lot of that. But for real,
Mm.
they actually are incredible. They're very kind people too. I
Yeah.
mean, we've been able to build a really inclusive community where usually anytime we get raids or any new viewers who say, "Oh, I just came out as bi," or even just saying like, "Oh, I've been having a rough day," like everyone is always so welcoming of anything,
Mm.
and it's really cool to see that, especially on my Discord too. Everyone's really kind, um,
Mm.
for the most part. We do have our bad apples, and we got to do stuff
Yeah.
about that, but that happens anywhere.
Of course, yeah, and it's something that's very much out of the control of the streamer for as long as they don't address. At least we're able to address and say that's not us or that's not what we're about. But you're right on that happens to the best of us there. This one's a newer question that I've just recently incorporated, and it has something to do with communities here. And I want to ask you, Jojo, and I'm giving you all seriousness in this. How has your community helped you in a way they aren't aware of?
I think I've become a little bit more outgoing.
Hmm.
At least in real life, I think I'm a very um, closed person.
Mm.
I don't really like to talk about my feelings or anything. That's problems I've had in the past with friendships and whatnot. Um, but when I stream, I feel like I can say anything. Well,
Well, yeah,
TOS, right?
of
But
course.
like I feel like I can um really speak what I am feeling
Hmm.
and not feel judged.
Hmm.
Um, I also feel like I can just speak in general, right? Because usually in public, I feel like I don't have much of a voice. Um, Mostly because my voice is kind of like not like super loud, so people talk over me and stuff. But with streaming, it's they've always helped me with that. I feel like I can definitely talk about my feelings more.
I love that. I love that. That's huge. It's as much as you probably heard or many other streamers have heard. You hear the outpour of love from your community. How much that you've done for them. I always find it important to make sure that they understand that this is a two-way street. And I know there's that whole documentary that came up about parasocial relationships and all that jazz. And while I understand that to varying degrees, I think it can also be said that just because bigger communities make that difficult to have that one-on-one relationship, the overarching value of what your community as a whole, not one person but everyone, cumulatively being welcoming and wholesome and giving you a little shit when needed, but it really makes the culture within your channel and within your community there. So that's really
Yeah,
cool. I love that. I love that. I appreciate you sharing
absolutely.
that with everyone
Yeah.
here. But it's as simple as that, Jojo. That's the first part of the show. We're done. We're done,
Woo!
right? I make it sound like a nurse giving like a flu shot to a kid every time I've done this. again, this is the hardest part. It's always the hardest part. It's the part where the streamer kind of has to get their feet wet. They're trying to understand what the hell is this old man trying to talk about, and trying to size up all that jazz. But I appreciate you've killed this so far here, Jojo. Do you need to get anything to drink?
Glad you
Use the
think so.
restroom?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Do you want me to bring my dogs? They might want to say hello.
You can go. Well, I have to use the restroom. So this
Go
is the
ahead.
part. There are 3 portions in the show where I'm probably going to use the restroom, and this is one of them. Bring your dogs on. The chat is yours. I'll be right back in a minute. All right.
Okay, guys, subscribe. Twitch Prime, subscribe. It's free. Just do it. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go grab Coco. He's hiding somewhere. Let's go look for him real quick. Look at Max. Oh, what a sweetheart. He's just laying down like a little sandwich. Isn't he so cute? Hi, Ibby. How are you doing? I'm the streamer now. This is my second stream of the day. You know what I mean? You're such a sweetheart. I'm so sorry. I just took you from your beauty sleep. Oh, just look at this is the weird body I was talking about, guys. You see this? You see here. See this? See this weird body? Acknowledge body. Look down. Body. Look down. Hey, yo, chat, are y'all enjoying this so far? Sorry, my microphone is all the way up. Are y'all enjoying this so far, chat? I should probably put on my earbuds in case Moms comes back. Coco, stay right here, okay? Don't be weird. Be a dog. Be a dog. Oh! Did I see Jesse in the chat? Hi, Jesse. Having lots of fun? Good. Look at my dog. Isn't he so precious? Look at his cute little face. Can y'all hold him for me in the meantime? I gotta go. Kidding. Kidding. Oh, Cocosete. Do y'all know what Cocosete is? It's not my dog's name. My dog's name is Coco, but I call him Cocosete. Cocosete is a snack that we have in Venezuela. And well, I don't know if there's anything like it here in the US. I've never really seen anything. But it's like these sticks of man, I don't even know. It's like a stick of like a crunchy cracker type of thing, and then in between there's like this coconut thing, very coconutty thing. You know what I mean? Hello, moms.
What's going on here? What are you talking about? Coconuts?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Why not? What?
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Look at my
wait,
baby.
Which one? Which? Oh.
This is the weird body one. Look at this.
I don't see the weird body. It's normal. Oh.
See that?
I
See
can
how weird that is?
barely noticeable. Barely noticeable. Aw.
This poor baby. I woke him up. To bring him over.
It's like show and tell portion here. I love it. Adorable.
Oh.
I like
See, the other weird thing is that legs are freakishly long for a schnauzer. Like schnauzers usually have like half of the leg that he has. You see this? Look how long that is.
Jojo,
Like,
you're the parent. You're the parent that's embarrassing their child right now. You know that? You're the parent that at like a dance that you got a chaperone in middle school. You're like, oh yeah, but my boy here, didn't even shower for this dance. Didn't even.
I'm
got his
sorry,
first.
Coco. I'm sorry.
So cute.
I love you.
So cute. Oh, I love it. I love it.
He wants to leave. He doesn't like me.
Okay, too much. It's too much action here. Didn't ask for this attention. All right, that's what it is. But Jojo, here's the deal. All right, we're going into the heart of the show right now. It's the reason I do what I do. It's been the core of all 96 episodes of Inside the Streamer Studio, and it's the life story of the streamer. Now,
Oh.
before we even get started here, before I ask any of the questions, I always give a little preface to those that are watching live or on YouTube or listening on Spotify, and even yourself. And it's this, all right? Any person that's willing, regardless of them being a streamer or whatever, any person that's willing to share their life story in any varying degree to another person should be held as a treasure. It should be respected and honored, and I try my best to do that here time and time again. Again, I've said this openly. I speak with open hands when I say I don't believe in internet drama. I think it's stupid. I think it's extremely stupid. I think it's cheap. I understand the reason for it from a marketing standpoint. I understand it from a clout standpoint. But I'm also a big believer that, it propagates more drama, more hate, and it's just not what I believe in at all in this. That being said, my job as an interviewer is to ask you questions and plate your story as clearly as possible for myself or those that are watching to hear it. Now, because of that, I may ask a question that might be too deep. Feel free to either give me a vague answer, a non-answer, or just say you'd like to move on. I have no problem doing that whatsoever. You have complete control of this part of the show. And I want to make sure that you feel as comfortable as possible sharing your story. All right, Jojo, are we good on with that?
I'm ready.
Perfect.
I'm prepared.
But see, I say all that nice stuff, and then the worst part is the first question is always the most dox-worthy question in the show.
So here's where I live. Yeah. Here's my credit card number.
What are those 3 silly digits at the back of your credit card, Jojo? Just out of curiosity. No.
149.
Okay, why would you do this? Why would you? I'll ask the editor to bleep that out. No, I'm joking. We'll leave it in.
I totally lied. No. I totally lied.
But here's the thing, Jojo, all right? We're talking about your family and you growing up without doxing yourself, so give it either a city, state, general area. Where were you born and raised?
I was born in Caracas, Venezuela.
Nice.
I lived there for 8 years, up until I moved to the U.S.
USA. And if I may ask, you where you are now in the U.S., I assume?
Well, originally I moved to Midland, Texas. Mm-hmm. Now I'm in Houston. I've lived in several different houses here in Houston, so kind of still moving around. But yeah.
And how you like in Houston? How you like in Texas? Out of curiosity, I'm a Seattle boy, so I have no idea that side of the U.S.
Funny enough, I literally got asked this question before coming on this, just from a friend. Which I mean, you asked me that. I don't really know what to tell you. I mean, it's good, I guess. Mm-hmm. I'm sure most people kind of dislike where they live. My sister always said, I hate Texas. But honestly, I don't have an issue with it. Yeah. People are bad at driving, but I mean, I have a lot of things conveniently nearby, so
It seems like Texas too is just a content creator streamer hub. Like everyone's been going there, or LA.
I didn't even know that up until recently. I thought everyone lived in LA or Vegas, and and apparently I've just had a bunch of friends who live in Austin, and I never even knew it. So I'm excited to move to Austin soon.
That's awesome. Yeah. A little scoop there. Tell me, Jojo, any siblings?
One sister. She's 3 years older than me.
Nice.
Married.
Okay.
Actually, funny. I went to my grandma's house the other day, and they were talking about how I'm sadly single forever. And then I was like, oh, and then they were all literally, my grandma was like, I got married when I was 21. And then my aunt was like, I got married when I was 21. And my sister's like, I got married when I was 21. And I'm like, looking at the date. I'm like, oh my god, I turned 22 in September. Oh my god, am I gonna die? Like, what am I doing wrong?
You combust, actually. The second that the clock strikes midnight in a couple months, you go full eruption. That's hilarious. I mean, it's so true, though. You hear it all the time, especially once you're finished with college or you're going into those 21 year of age. Everyone's just looking, being like, all right, what's the wait? Come on, what's going on
Hmm.
here? Tell me this, though, all
Yeah,
right? We got to hear a little bit of that backstory. Tell me about your relationship with your sister overall, even present and in the past.
we're cool, which is so
Mm-hmm.
weird to say because anytime I thought about my sister, I always thought about it like when we were kids, and I was just like a big bully, and she just really cared about me, and I was still just a big bully to her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like I feel like ever since she graduated high school, ever since then, I feel like we kind of understood each other more. And now, we're both out of college now.
Mm-hmm.
She works with my parents. Um, we get to hang. I mean, I hung out with her today. It's
Mm-hmm.
actually pretty good. I think it's good. The only weird thing, I don't curse in front of anyone that's family,
That's
including
fair.
my sister. But it's
Mm-hmm.
weird because I bring her on the stream, and usually I'm like, "Oh shit! Oh, you asshole!" And then
Yeah.
like in front of her, I'm like, "There is nothing bad happening. Everything is perfect."
to, out of curiosity, you mentioned that you were a bully
Oh
growing up
yeah.
with your sister. Why were you such a bully to your sister?
Oh my god. I think it was jealousy. My
Hmm.
parents my parents would tell me that I would always like say my sister was like graduating the second grade or something. I don't know. I don't know
Hmm.
why you would celebrate graduating the second grade, but um she was doing that, and I literally went up to the stage and I like stole like something she was holding, and then like when they were like you need to get off, I just started crying. And like I was just annoying. Like I just wanted all the attention to myself. So that's weird, right?
So then you picked up streaming, and it's going well. It's
So
going
now
well.
all the attention is on me now.
I mean, from one youngest sibling to another, you definitely have youngest sibling energy. All right.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I could have guessed it from the moment you walked in with the bucket hat and the fit. I was like, damn, it's loud. It's her style. It's again the swagger to it. You pull it off well with the glasses too, if I may compliment.
Thank
These
you.
are fresh. Those are all fresh.
Thank you. Thank
But
you.
I love that. All of this is now making more sense. Like tying this in together with that reaction of you going into trying to upstage your sister's second grade graduation by taking the diploma and saying this is mine, like this
Her
belongs to me.
first communion as well. Yeah.
Okay, you
All
got to
I
tell me this
stole all
one.
her
What the
gifts.
fuck?
I stole all her gifts.
The
Yeah.
first
Um
communion.
I did, yeah, so I was still, studying, so I wasn't, fully there yet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, back in Venezuela, we
Mhm.
had Boy Scouts. We didn't really like separate the girls and the boys. It was just
Mhm.
Boy Scouts. Um, she like upgraded to like a different little tie, and I started bawling. I was like, "Yeah, I want it!" And so they forced the people to give me a new tie and also upgrade along with my sister. Um, so yeah, that was
Again,
also yeah.
they are wishing me good luck on this interview. Again, I am understanding what is going on. This is what insane energy. I'm thinking when you say you outstage your sister's communion or all that, I'm thinking that you like Air Jordan the body of Christ. Like they were slowly giving it to her, and you just over you stick your tongue out. They missed. It was yours. You got blessed. And just ridiculous. What
Yep.
if I may ask, all right, what was it about that energy? Why did you always gotta be on par with your sis? What was it about the jealousy? Why?
I was just born that way. I was just born wanting to be better than her,
Hmm.
which I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's just something that comes from being like a younger sibling.
Hmm.
Um but the bizarre part to me is that she was always so nice to me regardless. She like I'd be like going crazy like, "I give me all your communion presents." And my sister would be like, "Okay, here you go."
Hmm.
And I'd be like, Okay.
What?
Like she was so nice about it. So like looking back, I feel bad,
Hmm.
but um
It is what
it's
it
shaped
is.
us to who we are today. So maybe that's good. I
Did
don't know.
that change? Did that kind of jealousy and comparison change when she graduated, or when did that happen?
I think I think I actually stopped being so jealous of her when I actually just started being on my computer a lot more.
Hmm.
I didn't care so much like what exactly she was doing.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't try to be like such a bully to her anymore.
Yeah.
But I think, but maybe it was just coincidentally I was also just growing up at the time, so I probably
Hmm.
just grew out of that phase. Um, but but yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, it sounds to me, and this is again just outside perspective. Now looking into your story, it sounds like when you got hopped on the PC, you started finding your own identity. Because a lot of these stories are connected with your sister, where it's like education, you both are going to school, communion, you're both doing that stuff. I forgot what the last one was.
The Boy Scouts.
The Boy Scouts one. You're both in Boy Scouts. Like I said, like you said, you both kind of had to be raised together. So then the second you were able to find your own thing and live in your own life and then develop, like you said, mature, then it was less about being compared even internally with you and your sis and more of just like, hey, I found my thing and you're doing your thing. That's really cool. And we could both coexist in this world. That's it. I don't know.
Funny enough, I think being jealous of her, although when I was much younger, it was just pure annoying.
Mm,
I do genuinely think that um it shaped me to be the person I am today as well though,
yeah.
because obviously my sister is older and she experienced life a little bit differently. She touched on alcohol and drugs and stuff, and seeing the way that like my parents reacted to like finding out that, oh, you've done this like type of stuff, seeing the way my parents reacted made me be like, I don't want to do that. Like
Mm,
I don't want to be this person that like does drugs and then, I waste my time. Like my sister tells me she hates that she, did drugs during college
mm,
because she graduated, but she doesn't remember anything because
yeah.
she wasn't really fully there.
Hmm.
And, you know, um although it was fueled by jealousy of being like, oh, I need to make sure I'm better than my sister and like not disappoint my parents or whatever. I
Hmm.
think it did. I think at the end of the day, it was just, I guess, like a lesson
Yeah.
to shape me as a person.
Mhm. And I wouldn't even worry too with what your grandma and your aunt are saying in terms of you finding someone this and that. All right, you've got this, Jojo. It's on your time. I know that the pressure with the family. I get that same pressure too, but it's on your time, and it's something you don't want to rush yourself. Find the right person that fits into your world and makes you a better person, and vice versa. So, but I appreciate you sharing all that.
Preach.
Let's
Yeah.
let me ask about your parents. All right, tell me about your relationship with both your parents.
Um, it's a relation. They're my parents and I'm their child,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
we live in the same house.
Strict household?
No, I wouldn't say it's super strict. I
Mm.
mean, I've definitely seen more strict parents. We're Hispanic, so I think it's probably as lenient as I've seen a Hispanic family get.
Mm.
Um, but I do keep a lot of things from them. I mean, good thing they don't watch my streams, right? Because if they find out I'm pan, they might just actually throw me out to the curb.
Mm.
Um, but no, for real, like I've been told in the past by my mother, if she finds out I'm gay, then she will take me to rehab, and I'm like that makes no. Why would you do that? That makes no
Yeah.
sense. And we have conversations about these things all the time, and it's really you can tell they're just really old school.
Mhm.
They don't really have that open mind. But I mean, we have a decent relationship. I
Mhm.
mean, we I would visit them every other week when I lived at college.
Mhm.
um I would talk to them at least, you know once a day, if at least by message.
Mhm.
um but it's not like I could go up to them and be like, guys, I've just had a really bad day.
Mm. I
We
mean,
don't really
yeah,
talk like that.
it's yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, especially with old school parents, traditional parents, parents that are coming from we you and I were first generation here. We have to set the standard, and so that's a big responsibility whether people are aware of that. So they're adapting to the culture here, what's going on, and in real time, a lot of changes have happened even in the past 10 years, let alone
Yeah.
however long they you guys have been there. But in terms of that conversation, you mentioned with your parents that it is traditional. Do you see it as more of a, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's more of a, you know I'm your kid, you're my parents relationship rather than a best friends, like I'm telling you everything, we're doing everything kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
fair play.
definitely yeah. I'm your child. You can tell me what to do. I'll
Hmm.
do what you tell me to do. But I do have my boundaries, you know.
Hmm.
They certainly they do trigger me every time they mention anything LGBT related
Yeah.
or like even like drugs related. Like I
Hmm.
even though I stay away from that stuff, like they're just like it's gonna kill you. Like I know it's not really gonna kill you, so I'm like you guys have to be more open mind about these things.
Hmm.
Like it's they stay really traditional and it's annoying.
If I
So
may, if I may ask again, you don't have to answer this. This is one of those. This is me leaning in, Jojo. All right, this is me leaning in.
okay.
You've mentioned you being pansexual. You've mentioned the in terms of your opinion and status in terms of like drug culture and not being of it, but understanding that it isn't what the traditional this is your brain on drugs. Get the message kind of deal. How do you manage a relationship with parents that are very traditional and you yourself being very forward thinking with your sexuality and your takes on things that are within our culture here in the United States, pressing topics like drug use, like alcohol use, like sexuality and pronouns and all that.
Well, I mean, my parents don't know I'm pan, so obviously I kind of stay away from that.
Hmm.
I try to teach them. It's really difficult because they are very close-minded about these things. Um, but most of the time, we just try to not even talk about that sort of stuff.
Mm.
Like, you know, my dad is more on the Italian. He's actually Italian. My mom Venezuelan, and my dad growing up, he saw a lot of, racism. So sometimes I hear
Yeah.
some racist comments from him and I'm like, oh God. But I know that if I say something, it's either going to turn into a huge argument where I'll just end up losing anyway, or it's just going to be like an annoying conversation to have to go through.
Yeah.
So usually if I hear something, I just don't really say anything unless it's like really built up and it's been like, I don't know, weeks at a time
Hmm.
or just like on the same day, like the same topic. I'm like, okay, you need to shut up, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm very thankful that you're sharing this take because I think this is something that many individuals are struggling with today. That you have this balance of traditional, of old school, of all that, but you also have this this young adult that is growing into their own identity, and you're seeing that a lot of things in the past weren't right or aren't what they should be. But because change is hard and doing your own research is tough and learning and adapting is difficult, many stick to their guns and stick to where they are. And I think that's a really great place that you shared, that you're like, I love my parents, they've done a ton, but and you can also empathize with where they came from rather than just pointing at hate. That's hate, they hate, but understanding they were of a different time. They went through a lot of different stories. Maybe we're not even aware of. Our parents like to
Yeah.
keep stories from us of that nature too. But understanding that, I'm going to try my best to educate. At the same time, you also understand. You also feel the fact that this could blow up into another discussion or an argument, and it might not be worth it at this moment. Time and place kind of deal.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. What's something
Yeah.
that you've learned from your parents, both your mom and your dad?
That you don't have to listen to your parents.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I mean, they have great things to say, but they also have a lot of things that are not great to say.
Mm.
Um, so I don't know. It's I know it's hard for a lot of people, especially who have like really strict parents, but you don't have to really take everything they say like to your heart.
Yeah.
Like I do listen. I hear their words and I take note of it, but I don't always apply it to my life because they might think it's what's best for you, but it might have been what was best for you, 50 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just not today.
Yeah.
So, but no, they're also great. They've taught me a lot of things, like throwing away toilet paper in the trash and um,
You're just
moving on.
burying them at this point. This is not a fair fight. This is not a
No.
fair
Okay,
discussion.
okay, no,
I
for
fuck
real,
with you.
for real.
No,
Yeah, no,
shoot,
no, okay.
shoot. However you want. Shoot.
No. But for real, they have been they are great. I mean, they've they've taught me, um, I guess, how to live life when it comes to friends. I have had a lot of issues with like real life friends. And like I said, I don't really talk to my parents like, oh, I've had a bad day. But,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes my mom can tell when I'm like upset or whatever. And like those few times where she has come up to me, like she helps me through that stuff. Um, even though we can't see eye to eye with like, certain topics, she still can help with like real life experience. Like, oh, your friend group is falling apart, or this person did a bad thing, but they're a good friend. What do you do?
Mm.
Um, so, they do have good advice sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome. Let's make a moment here, all right? Let's make a
okay.
moment. I don't believe that I'm a content creator. I think I capture moments like a photographer. And it's this, I consider this evergreen content. When this is all said and done, you can find it on YouTube. And whether it be next week or in 10 years, you can come back to this VOD and you could see who you were and where you were in life and maybe some of the things that of your past that you may have forgotten or some aspirations of your future that hopefully you've attained. But let's go with your family on this one, all right?
Okay.
Time is always moving forward, Jojo. And
Yeah.
I said this during the intro of the show that we don't get a redo of the day in the sense of we never get this specific day and time ever again, you know. So that being said, what is something especially down the road in life, that if you revisit this, what is something you would like to say to your family, sister included, that they should never forget of you? You're growing up, you're moving out, you're doing your own thing. Wherever you all go in life, what is something they should never forget about you?
I'm trying my best to not disappoint you, but I hope that you are also trying your best to be more open-minded and and being able to grow with the rest of this world. Conclusion or concluded.
I like that a lot. I don't know. I like that a lot. And I think that's something that, like, you know, whenever you decide to have that conversation, or if that conversation comes up with your family and it gets to that point, man, I think this would be a really cool, hopefully, you know, they come on the other side with love and acceptance of that, and you can show this little snippet. You don't got to show the whole thing, all right? You've been shitting on your parents for the whole time. You just show them this one clip. I think YouTube allows clips,
Yeah.
and give them that. I think that would mean the world, honestly, JoJo. It's
Yeah.
you know, it's weird. I've always, with a lot of loving families, we are their greatest kind of asset. We're their creation here. We came from them. They know, they invested so much time and energy, and so to share that love and hopefully growth, would be huge.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be a good discussion. I hope it is down the road. Let's talk a little bit about education. Again, I've been saying this word for a year now, and I can't think of a better word than education. It's the least sexiest way of saying this segment, but it is what it is. We're going to talk a little bit about your high school and college life, all right? We skip middle school. We go straight into high school. I think there's a lot of identity that's found there, or at least experiences that are made there. In high school, Jojo, you're familiar with all the stereotypes. You have the jocks, the popular kids, the stoners, the preppy kids, the nerds, whatever you want to call them. Where did you fall under that spectrum in high school, Jojo?
Well, my first year as a freshman, I definitely was just your quiet, shy kid. You would see them maybe,
Mm.
like
Mm-hmm.
on a good day. Other times you wouldn't even know they existed. Um, that was mostly because they built a new school, and all of my friends from middle school went to the old school, and I went to the new one. So I was like, well, I am alone. But I didn't really care because I was, doing YouTube every day. I was doing my thing. So I didn't really care so much. I went to school, I left, didn't care. But beyond that, I think I was more of like a class clown type of person. Um,
Hmm.
I made really good friends with certain teachers. Um, I made really good friends, period. And it made it easy for me to speak my mind. I mean, I think especially when I think of my math classes, people are like, "Oh, I hate math." I love math, okay?
Yeah.
I've always had really epic math teachers who made me smile and they're awesome. And if you go to my Instagram, you will
Mm-hmm.
probably see a video of me throwing trash into the trash into trash, and then the teacher like trying to do the same thing from across the room. It was really cool,
Oh,
they're
it's a
awesome.
nice moment
um
there.
yeah.
You said class clown. You know I'm a fan of the clownery. What is some of the stuff you doing in class that you trying to make a joke, you trying to crack a joke with?
Yeah, well, I mean, usually it would just be like raise my hand and say something stupid. um
Okay.
Not super related. Like it would try to be punny, but I'm not really good with puns. So it was
Yeah.
just like dumb stuff. Um Things you'd see me say even now. Um so I can't tell you a specific one.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But I definitely did just like interrupt the class a lot and just say random crap.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to that, I think it made it more fun
Mm-hmm.
for myself and other students. I think I think maybe not the students who like really care about school, because they're probably like, "Shut up, I'm trying to listen." But the other ones who are like falling asleep, I feel like people might be like, "Oh,
Nice
I'm
little.
paying attention now," you know?
Yeah. Why did you assume that role? Why did you take that identity in high school as the class clown?
I kind of fell into it. Like I said, I just ended up making good friends with like certain teachers.
Yeah.
Like I just vibed with certain teachers a lot. And vibed with certain just kids in the class,
Mm.
and it just made it easy to open my mouth and do what I did. But I mean, it wasn't super common. It was probably just like two classes out
Mm-hmm.
of the seven classes that I have per year. But I mean, even then, just from those two classes, I made a lot of friends, and in different classes, I would see them and actually like have a friendship with people. Um,
Nice.
Probably
Nice.
would have been more classes, but there's a lot of asshole teachers out there who
That's true.
you don't even want to vibe with. You don't even want to like mess around.
You don't
You're
want that
scared.
energy because they're looking for
Yeah,
trouble. They're looking for beefs and to give detentions and all that shit. Uh,
yeah,
usually I ask, the layup questions, which is, what's your favorite subject? We hear it as math, but I do have, out of curiosity, I want to know, how did you develop relationships with teachers? Because I feel like there's a big age gap. More often than not, and especially in experiences of life. So how were you able to resonate with these professors of yours and educators of yours in a way that goes beyond the classroom and the 8 to 3 or 8 to 2 class times?
yeah. I mean, um, I think the teachers that I ended up being friends with, not like obviously not like super friends, right? We
Mm-hmm.
were just like talk during class. I think it was just the fact that I would pursue them after class. Like I have a question over this homework or whatever, just some random reason for me to come in, um, or just like talk to them. Like sometimes what I would do is like introduce myself in the beginning of the year.
Mm.
Um, N Not often. It's usually if I would see if, like, the professor was cool, I would be like, "Hi, my name's Joanna. Let's I hope you can help me out during the year." And just, like, talking to them after class, I think I think they could see that I cared, so it made it easier for them to be like, "You know what? This is a decent person," you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that worked out for me.
I like that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Any co-curricular activities? Any clubs? Anything? What were you doing?
What was I doing?
Do you not remember your high school life
I
in
mean,
this regard?
I was in track at one point in my
Varsity?
freshman year.
Talking some.
No,
Oh, okay, I was about to say,
no,
dang.
no. I was in track because I had to have a PE credit, and that was it.
Mm.
So that's the only reason I did track.
Get the hell out
Um,
of PE. All right. So you
they
got
had
track.
PE, and I just didn't want to do PE because you have to learn the bones. I don't want to learn the bones, you know.
That's the last thing I would ever thought was the reason you dipped. You're like, man, fuck the bones. I'm out of here. Let's do a little bit of track. I'll run the dodge bones. What? What?
I hated track too. Like I would run
Okay.
the
Okay.
100-meter dash, and like that was it. But
Mm-hmm.
practice was usually like a 5 mile,
Are you kidding me?
practice. Yeah, 5 miles, and literally in the Texas heat, where you're literally just dying just as you walk. So
Dude, you just cheat
what
at
I
this point. Cheat on the bones test. What are you doing outside?
no, well, what I ended up doing is I told my coach. I was like, Coach, you know how this is track and field? Well, I'm really interested in the and field part. And they were like, okay. So then I was like, I'm gonna go practice like shot put or something. So
Yeah.
literally while everyone's running like 5 miles with bleachers, like going up and down the bleachers, here I was just throwing a ball up in the air, just you know, doing what I had to do.
Anything. This is from one lazy person to another, Jojo. I feel that so strongly. Anything to get out of the bullshit of studying bones and running. This is the most ridiculous stories I've heard in a while of
I had
trying
to
to do
I did
the.
what I had to do. I
Yeah,
did what I had
fair
to do.
play, and no one can blame you for that. All right,
Thank you. Thank you.
it's beautifully done. But aside from track and field, did any clubs were you a part of? Did you do any clubs in high school?
No.
You are once the bell rang, you were home. You're done.
My senior year, I had late arrival and early dismissal. So I would get to school about an hour late, and I would get to leave about an hour early. So you already know, gone. I was playing Minecraft the moment that bell rang. Yeah.
Well, how did you get early dismissal and late arrival?
I'm glad you asked. Well, here I am, just an overachiever, finishing all my credits early on. And they're like, oh, you could take more extra credit or, this thing. I'm like, no,
Hmm.
screw you. I'm going home, and I'm also arriving late. So I would get to go home early, and I would get to go to sleep at 3 in the morning and still be fine. So it all worked out.
Oh my god. I feel I feel like if you showed me your high school diploma, there is an asterisk somewhere on there.
I had my credits. What do you mean? I overachieved. I overachieved so that I could get done with it quicker. And that's exactly what
Mhm.
I did with college too. Take notes.
It's
Take notes.
honestly, it's a work smarter, not harder kind of game. I when I realized that, I was so mad that this world does not reward people who work hard. It's for people who work kind of smart or sneakily. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's what was it? There was an old saying, and it's kind of sad that it's with the guy that's kind of scummy now. But Bill Gates had an old saying where it's like, I know, whatever, but
Yeah.
um, he would hire lazy people because they know how to do something more efficiently. And I
Yeah,
thought that
I
that's
heard about
brilliant.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true. We'll find any way to solve a problem with the least amount of effort because our
Yeah.
asses don't want to deal with it anymore. And
And
for you,
that's why I went into computer science. It's all about problem solving, and I want to take as many shortcuts as I can. It works
ah,
out.
no way. That's interesting. That's interesting. Well, actually, you make this very easy of a transition because I'm going to take you to your final weeks of high school. All right. So you're finishing off your finals. You're doing any group projects that need to be done. You're kind of saying goodbye. You're signing yearbooks or whatever you'd like to do, and you're giving off. You're getting the cap and gown. What was the next step for you after high school? Was it a 4-year university? Was it community college? Was it taking a break? Was it working? Was it traveling? What did you end up doing, and why did you make that decision?
I went to college.
Mhm.
Very cool. I actually knew what I wanted to do, which is computer science. Get this, ready?
Mm.
Full circle.
Shoot.
2011, I started playing Minecraft. I got interested in computer science because I started making mods. I was really interested in like making mods for Minecraft. Here I was coding Java uh, Minecraft mods when I'm 11 years old, and I always was super interested in that. So, I flew through middle school, flew through high school, took my computer science classes there, and I already knew what I was doing. Um I didn't get like the best GPA considering. I mean, I went to a try hard school.
Mm-hmm.
Like I graduated with a 4.2 GPA, which is
Mm-hmm.
pretty good. But that's nothing compared to like what other people were doing at my school. So I didn't really get accepted to like certain schools I was looking at, like UT. Um,
Mm.
but I did get accepted in another school that was in my top three, so that's good. Um, and then I went there to do computer science.
That's why. I mean, you say that you've always been interested in computer science, and you're giving that full credit to Minecraft.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Dang, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's so. Tell me this, all right? And it seems like, oh, where are you in your college career? Did you already finish, or you have
I
any?
graduated 3 months ago.
Congratulations, yo, that's huge. That's so
Thank
cool.
you.
It's
Thank you.
in terms of studying. Well, first let me take a step back. Was that your first major, and did you just follow that through for the all 4 years?
Yes, but I graduated in 3 years, again,
Oh my
working
gosh,
as
what?
efficiently as I could.
How did you pull that one off? Did you do running start? Did you do something that was
Ready?
shoot?
AP classes and dual credit classes in high school. Listen, I was a good student, okay?
What?
I did a lot of things. Yes, I had early dismissal and late arrival my senior year, but I came into college with a full year worth of college already finished because of
Mm-hmm.
AP credits and because of dual credit classes. And dual credit, by the way, if you're a student out there, do dual credit. It's going to save you a million. It's going to save you a million. Okay, you need to understand. AP is not as good as dual credit.
Mm-hmm.
Just because AP gives you more GPA doesn't mean nothing. Dual credit, one semester of dual credit is one semester in college. People don't understand that.
What?
1 year of AP is only one semester in college, which is BS.
Mm.
BS, I tell you. Learn.
You you have this East Coast energy. Are you from Brooklyn? What am I? Who am I speaking to now? This is not Houston at all. This
This is
is.
Houston.
You're giving me a little bit of Larry David. You're giving me a little bit of Brooklyn. I'm so confused. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. But that's awesome. Yeah, honest. I worked at admissions at a college, and so hearing these strats is very helpful to know and to tell those around us. Because I mean, Twitch is a younger demographic, and if they choose to go to college, it's good to know. Excuse me, these kind of tips and tricks to expedite the process, because let's be honest, it's a pricey investment, man. People, it's not easy. Do I fully believe college is a scam? No, but I think the process of getting loans is, for someone that's 18 years old. But that's a whole other conversation to be had, Jojo. Tell me about your college experience. When you hear college in the United States, you think wild parties, Project X. This is insane. What was it for you during your years at university?
Nothing like that.
Yeah.
Not at all. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I touched on it earlier, but the whole, drugs, alcohol scene, it's not really my thing.
Yeah.
It's never really been my thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
still not my thing. Um, I I didn't go. I don't think I went to a single well, it's hard to say if I really went to a college party or not. I mean, my when I turned 21, I invited my high school friends over, and
Mm-hmm.
we had like this party type of thing. But I turned 21 last year during COVID, and I had a terrible time because they're all annoying and terrible at drinking, and the
Mm-hmm.
reason why I hate drinking, and they're like wanting to go out and talk to people, and I'm like, stop,
Mm-hmm.
there's a literal pandemic, like please just stay within the vicinity, let's like play games. And no, it was a nightmare. um but I mean, that's as crazy as it got, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, when I turned 21.
When you turned 21, did you also partake at all, or was that just not you? You just let all those around you, your friends?
I did. No, I
Yeah.
did. Well, just because I mean, it was that I bought it, so I
Okay.
was like, I'm not letting this money go to waste. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
but at the same time, I don't like the taste, so I would do like mixed drinks, so like mixing
yeah,
it with Coke or something.
of course. Yeah.
But yeah, nothing crazy. I don't think I've ever been drunk in my life ever. I've
Mm,
only been tipsy. Um, so I never want to get drunk either. That sounds
yeah.
like a very terrible and scary time.
For your 21, or one more question on that, like, because you said that it wasn't for you, and you're pretty adamantly against it during your early years and even now post. When you were drinking, when you were drinking at your 21st birthday, was that a very, I guess, how do I position this question? Was it unexpected in terms of like pacing? Did you know instantly you're like, all right, this is not for me. Like after tonight, we're done here. This has been just a gross time. Or what was your experience like during your birthday, your 21st birthday? Because again, someone that's very adamantly against it, or not, it's not for you. I'm not thinking that you're having a lot of experience in that department, or you're having kind of deal there.
Right. I I know my limits already just
Hmm.
from I know myself. Um I also expected that party to go as terribly as it did because my high school friends have had different kickbacks in the
Yeah.
past. Totally legally, right?
Hmm.
Totally
Hmm.
legally. And um I've just always been the babysitter.
Hmm.
So I knew exactly how it was gonna go. So I don't know why I ended up doing it anyway, but I wanted my friends to come over, right? It's my 21st birthday, but
Of course.
at the end, it always just becomes this whole thing like, my life sucks. Let me drink my life away. Like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
shut up. Like, I think pity drinking like that is so disgusting.
It's
Don't do that
crazy.
in front of me. Like, that's
Hmm.
just embarrassing. Like, I want to help you as a person, but if you're gonna drink, that's just sad.
Hmm. Hmm.
You should get actual help.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. And it happens a lot, whether it be online or off. I see it a lot where people will take a couple drinks and then suddenly it's a therapy session where I'm like, yo, or they're like, I need it to be funny or fun. And I was like, yikes, that's a cry for help. That can't be a
Yep.
personality. It is not a
Yep.
personality. But it's true. It's true. I love that. So, you've graduated with your degree. You're all done there. Let's transition this into your work. All right, because I think this is a perfect time to ask in terms of what you've been studying. Well, I guess let's take a step back. We do this segment similar to a resume, Jojo. All right.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
it's not like I'm gonna ask every job in the book, but if you were to apply for a job today, and you're building a resume, what jobs would you put on that resume, or how many jobs would you put on that resume?
Um, I would put 3, which is actually what I have.
Mm-hmm.
My very first job ever as a barista.
Yo,
I know
okay.
it has nothing to do with like computer science and stuff, but you do learn a lot, working with coffee, working with food, working with
Mm-hmm.
customer service and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people are dumb and people are annoying. So you learn a lot in that line of work. Um, so I would say, worked as a barista. I was a shift manager, all cool and all. Um,
Dur-
so
during the
that's good.
during your time as a barista, okay, I gotta ask a couple questions. I myself love some coffee. All right, I'm a coffee
Sure.
addict. It's the whole thing about living in Seattle. We have an ego about it.
Confession,
Yes.
I hate coffee.
Okay. Okay. That's like being a teacher and being like, I actually hate children, guys. I abhor children. They're the worst creation. How do you? What are you
It
working
smells
in
so
this?
good though. It smells
Why would
so
you
good.
work in your own personal hell then? What is this? What is going on,
It
Jojo?
smells amazing. It
What are you
smells
doing? A
amazing.
line of coffee? What does that mean? All right.
I go there, I make my hot chocolate and I smell coffee. It's a good
Oh,
day.
this is bullshit. You give me hot chocolate? What? Whoa. Okay, okay. I had questions like, "Well, it's your favorite drink." Yeah, forget it. Forget it. You. This interview's Wait, tell me this though. Okay, first off, why apply to a place you don't like the product? Like, why
My
did you?
friend was applying. We both wanted to work together, so
Okay, fair
yeah.
play. And then
Okay.
in terms of drink, was it always a hot cocoa? What was it? And was this a Starbucks, if I may ask, or was this a local
No,
joint?
it's a local place, yeah.
Ah, nice, nice.
But no, I mean, yeah, it was usually just hot chocolate. Or at one point, we got milkshakes, like Oreo milkshakes.
Oh, damn.
That's when I started just every day. That's what I had. Yeah, yeah,
Holy wow. So you would get
yeah.
Oreo milkshakes, hot chocolates, not even like a chai. You don't like chai like
I don't like
lattes or tea?
tea. I don't like. I don't like anything where water is like heated up with like a weird taste. It freaks me out. Don't put a bean in my water. I like nice, cold, simple, plain water.
I, you are too quirky. Is that what we're gonna go? Is this quirky you? I don't. No tea and coffee for me. Only if you're gonna put it. Give me hot cocoa and milkshakes. I've never. This is wild. This is honestly kind of wild to me. Like I'm trying my best to not come up with bits right now. Not come up with.
This is where I get canceled right here. Yeah, I
Oh
know.
no. The toilet paper thing was far worse.
Oh,
Far
okay. I'm glad you
worse.
think so. Then I'm glad you think so. Then I have a chance. I have a chance. Then okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this is out of pocket, Jojo. This is out of pocket already. All right, I'm trying. I'm reeling it in. What was you said there's a lot of lessons to be learned as a barista. I agree. I 100% agree with you. What are some of those lessons that you learned in a customer orientated customer service job?
Oh, you gotta deal with assholes all the time, and how to deal with them. Know how to like have social interactions.
Hmm.
I'm not good at social interactions, so I was like, "What do you want?" And then it'd be like, "Hey, how are you?" And I'd be like, "What? What do you want?" But eventually, I learned to actually communicate with humans. Um, I've unlearned it all by now, but you got to put it on the resume anyway. Um, I learned to talk on the little microphone for the
Ah, yeah,
drive-through.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really scary because the microphone outside is not good at all, and they're like, and you'd be like, "Well, can you say that one more time?" And I'd be like, "Sherbet, sherbet, sherbet." Did you say a small vanilla latte? No, a sherbet, sherbet, sherbet. I'm like, can you please come up to the window? I can't hear you. Other people, however, they'd be like, "Oh, a sherbet, sherbet, put it in the thing, put it in the thing. Okay, we'll have that for you." It was really difficult. Who knows how I made it to be a manager? No
Yeah,
idea.
that's what I was saying. How did they get you up to the top? What the fuck? They're like, she cannot work the window. Please just give her the management role. You are the
Yeah.
Michael Scott of that coffee shop. But you're a genius. You're a genius and you're right, all right? Don't ever
I
let
could count
someone
the
push you.
money. I
That's all
counted the
that
money. That's
matters.
all I needed to do.
That's all that
Yep.
matters at the end of the day. I like that. How long did you last at the barista gig?
That was 3.5 years. That was up
Damn, okay.
until up until I finished high school, basically.
Mm. And tell us, what was the reason you had departed?
College.
Fair.
I
Yeah.
was leaving.
Yeah. Okay, so you gave your
Also,
deuces. Hmm.
that local place was going through like a lot of management changes, like with the owners and stuff. They
Yeah.
were like going broke. They were selling it. New people bought it. It was just getting a little suspicious, champ. So I was
Mm.
like, I gotta go. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then yeah,
I mean, yeah, you've been there for long enough, like 3.5. Plus, you got college. There's a lot of it, and then with this stuff of management, you might as well. There's no
yeah,
reason to stick around. So you
yeah.
you 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 gave them your deuces and you left. What was the second job, and how old were you?
Next job. Here I am, college, freshman, second semester. Um, I actually applied to be a we had this thing called a Slack where you could
Hmm.
like tutor someone or you could get tutored there. Um, so I wanted to be a tutor for math or a computer science course because I did pretty good um, finishing my first semester. And so I asked my computer science professor for my first semester saying, hey, um, could I get a letter of recommendation? I'm
Yeah.
trying to apply to this thing. Instead, he says, I'm giving you a job. And I was like, okay. So I ended up working computer science research
Mm-hmm.
um, for 2.5 years. Basically,
Damn.
the second semester of college up until I finished college last what month was it? May? When did I
Mm.
graduate? May. Yes,
May.
May.
And give us a little bit behind the scenes with research positions there. I'm not familiar with that world at all. What were your responsibilities? What were you doing?
Um, boss would say, "Here's what we're trying to figure out." Right. So, for instance, we want to understand patterns between um, what makes a GPU slower or faster, what's more efficient. And so you'd look at the data, you'd run some code on it that would analyze it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you'd try to see the patterns between certain features of a GPU or the outcome that you get, and then you would try to see, you would basically try to chart it out and see where there were similarities
Yeah.
and where there was like these random um, things outside of this graph, like
Outliers. Yeah.
that could be potentially skewing the data. And yeah, I'm a big nerd.
You know what? In the YouTube description, I'm just gonna have highlighted this portion. I'm like, you may, if you want to just skip this one.
Wow.
What? No, I would never. You would
Some
never
people
disrespect.
might find it interesting,
It's
maybe.
it's above. I will openly say this. It's above my intellect. It's above my, like, what you're going into is so far above my comprehension. It's not even funny. Like, it's so,
I mean,
like,
same. I BS'd it all the way through.
how do you BS that though?
Hmm. Very simple. You Google it.
Oh my god.
You Google.
It's like me finding it on TikTok, man. That's the like, what kind of energy? So it's like, oh no, please, we need this. We need to find the outliers of this. Well, if I Google this real quick,
Well, let
really,
me tell you
yeah.
something. Computer science. If you ask this to anyone who's done anything computer science related, most of the answers that you get anytime you have a problem, Stack Overflow has the answer.
Hmm.
And that's something we all live by, and that's a
Really?
promise. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go. It is a promise, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever have a question, go check them out. Stack Overflow. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
running an ad.com.
You
Promo
don't even
code
need
jojosolos.
you don't even need to promote it. Like, you ask any question related to any sort of coding,
Mm.
Stack Overflow first thing. There it is.
I never knew that. I never knew. That's really cool. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go for there, and you said you worked there roughly 2 years, correct?
Yeah.
2 years. And what happened there? Why'd you end up giving them salute?
I graduated.
There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. She graduated. She got out of there, got the diploma. Again, might have an asterisk on that diploma too. We'll see. This one sounds more valid. This one sounds more valid compared
A
to the
little
high
bit.
school. All right. High school was a little sussy. All right. I would have voted out high school. All right, if I had to. So you graduated. What's the third job? What's the third job?
So this second job I worked while I was in school.
Mhm.
So during summer and during winter I didn't work. So last year, summer break, 1 year ago today, sitting on this desk, I was working as a Dell intern. Dell.
What? Bum bum bum. What is a Dell intern? What did you do as a Dell intern? That's a pretty big brand. A lot of people are familiar with Dell and their work.
Yeah, look, I have this cup that says Dell on. Well, I
Okay,
covered
not,
it up.
yeah, not really
I
has Dell on it.
Well, it's there at one point. It also says jojosolos, if you know who they are. Um,
In spirit, Dell's there. In
yeah.
spirit, the is there. Tell me about your internship with them.
Let's see. I worked with user experience. So
Mhm.
essentially, I got two projects, and I would try to make the experience of a user better.
Hmm. So
Yeah.
you were
So
purely use. Oh, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
sorry.
No.
But I was working on the Dell employee side of things
Hmm.
of user experience. So it wouldn't be something that a consumer or like a regular person looking at Dell products would ever see. Only Dell employees would ever see this. And it regarded to my first project was the laptops that users would get,
Mm.
not users, the employees would get. They get one laptop, and then after a certain amount of time, they can refresh it. And they had like this form and like this website where you could get that all done with. But we wanted to automate it, where basically, if someone wanted a new laptop, it would show what you had available to you very easily in front of you rather than like having to scroll and like look for all these things. Whatever, XYZ, we made it easier for them. We actually got a lot of things done, even though we only worked 2 months with that. Usually, when
What?
you're working like big name companies,
Yeah.
you don't really get to see what you make because it might get buried or you just don't have enough time
Hmm.
or whatever. But we did see some changes, which is really cool. So that's good. And then my second project was working on a a question bot. So someone who just signed into Dell, like they just got hired, first day ever working. You
Hmm.
see this app that Dell uses, and you'll get a little bot that you can ask any question to, and it'll give you the answer. Um, so we worked with getting as many answers as we possibly could. Any
Yeah.
question that any question variation that anyone could possibly ask that related to that original question to
Hmm.
give you the correct answer.
Interesting. And
Yeah.
in terms of your time there, what did you garner from your experience at the Dell internship?
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you define garner?
What did you get from it? What did you get
Oh,
from it? Yeah,
perfect.
yeah. No, no problem.
Experience.
Experience it. I see. I mean,
Um,
yeah, you're
no,
killing me here.
I mean, I for the first time. I mean, this that was supposed to be a face-to-face job, and this all happened when the pandemic was up and rising. So
Yeah.
I ended up working from home. So I mean, I did experience a lot of new things, like having not only having like meetings with like real workers, but also leading them. Like I would create the Zoom call. I would invite the people to the
Mm-hmm.
Zoom call. I would be the first person to speak and be like, "Hi, how are you all doing today? I hope
Mm-hmm.
you're doing great. We're here for this purpose." Like it was so scary, but it
Yeah.
was super professional and it was really cool.
That's awesome. That's so cool. And again, that's a huge like. Usually, people hear this part of the segment, they're like, "All right, resume." That's a legitimate, huge resume booster, including all
Yeah,
the other jobs in the past. That's pretty damn well rounded. I used to be a career counselor. That's why this is one of the bits. So that's why I like to hear about people's stories in terms of where they've worked and where they're trying to go. That's
very cool.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Damn. I love that. I love that. Well, let's include a fourth one here. All right, let's include a
Yeah.
fourth one, and that's content creation. All right. Now, where does this? Okay, why that face? Well, before I even ask the question, why that face, Jojo? Why you give me that face?
I've never really considered Twitch and YouTube a job.
Really?
I've always just done this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's really cool that I get to make money out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um but I don't see this, at least not right now. I don't see this as my primary income or something. I'm not a risky person. I wouldn't just be like, I'm going to quit my job to
Mm-hmm.
pursue this because because it might happen. I want to quit my job and pursue it when I know it will happen, you
Yeah.
know? And
Uh,
right now, it's just a little up in the air
well,
for
that
me.
that then begs the question. You just graduated. It sounds like you've got a job lined up, or at least some sort of responsibility that you'll be doing. How does streaming fit into this relationship? How does content creation fit into this new chapter in your life that you're currently living?
Um, well, I'd like to start off by saying I know the pandemic was really rough for a lot of people,
Yeah.
um, but I do, as selfishly as it sounds, I do appreciate it as well because it opened the world to this whole online, working from home sort of deal.
Mm.
And I didn't really know if streaming was going to be that possible if I worked a 9 to 5 job every single day. But knowing what my schedule was like during my internship last summer, I know that it's a whole lot more probable that I'll be able to actually take. I'll be able to continue taking Twitch seriously,
Mm-hmm.
even while I work, just because I know that a 9 to 5 job online doesn't actually mean 9 to 5. It just means you're there for, when you actually have work to do and when you have your meetings, but that's it. Like,
Yeah.
there's no like messing around, like, oh, let me walk around the office because I have time to kill,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's time to set up for other things.
Great. Thank you. No, I appreciate. I think that might have been. I don't know if your community has ever asked you about this or ever wanted a little bit of information on what the future holds. But it sounds like you plan on balancing both these worlds, and that it is more manageable than originally thought. I agree with you. Like in terms of 9 to 5, some people it isn't, it isn't them, and in terms of trying to balance a Twitch channel or a life of content creation, that is a lot of investment and time on both regards. But
Yeah.
again, the flexibility, I guess, of working from home has allowed you to do both, and I'm excited. I think there is something there though, Jojo. All right, don't count it out. I don't count yourself out so early, or don't say. I mean, you tell me you're not a risky person, and while I hear you on that, I also see I could see where the tides turn. All right, from objectively, I look and I'm like, there's a lot of love coming your way. You do such a fun and engaging stream, and people like hanging out. It's more of just compound interest and building upon what you've been doing.
I certainly do want to take Twitch, to the next level at some point, but um again, it's all about just being really sure about it. Like,
Yeah,
I'm sure that I want to take it there.
yeah.
I'm just not sure when that time is going to come for me just yet.
Don't share this because it's no one's business, including myself, especially the person asking. But do you have parameters in your own brain? Do you have metrics in your own brain right now that all right, if we can reach this point, then I would consider a full time life into content creation?
I've never really thought about it too hard. I
Yeah.
think I think I think it'll make sense when it happens,
Hmm. Hmm.
Um I don't think it's although I am like a very like, overthinking person. I got to make sure everything is perfect type of thing.
Hmm.
I don't think I would specifically look for that because I do think that Twitch is completely random. Like, if I've looked at how much my monthly payouts have been through Twitch in the past 6 months, none of them make sense to one another. They're all
Hmm.
completely different. They don't make any sense. So, I think it's more of like this is the time type of thing rather than, oh, I'm getting these numbers, now it's time.
Mm.
I don't know if
I
that
love
makes
that.
sense.
No, I love that. No, it 100% makes sense, especially from streamer to streamer. It's more than just looking at that income and thinking that oh, because I made it this month, I could do this for the next year. It's very
Right.
volatile. It's not it's there's so many other factors into it, and yeah, 100%. That makes total sense, and that's okay. This person's calling herself dumb at the very beginning of the show. There is nothing but intellect this past 30 minutes. I have I've been trying to keep up with your terminology, and then you ask me one word. What does garner mean? I'm over here
I
being
don't know
like,
English. I don't know
I
English.
didn't even know majority of the words you said. I'll be honest with you, Jojo. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. A lot of other hosts will lie to you. I'm not gonna fucking lie. I had no idea what the hell you did at Dell still. I have to rewatch the tape and slow it down and write it down like a professor. But I had no earthly idea what the hell you're talking about, Joe. And you know what?
I helped people. That's it.
That's why you get the big bucks. All right? That's why you get the big bucks. Because people like me
I'll
got
take
no idea. No, that's great. But Jojo, I appreciate you sharing that of your life.
Yeah.
We'll lean into the last part of the life story, and it's always the one that most people are so nosy about. All right, it's the streamers' romantic relationships, their romantic histories. Before we get started, again, Jojo, do you have to use the restroom at all? Do you need any water?
um Max, you okay?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
take the dogs out if you must.
my dogs are so precious. No, they're good.
Oh,
They're look,
okay.
they're past it. Look at them. Look at them. Absolutely just knocked out. That's
Oh.
Coco right there. He looks like a ball. Yeah, no, they're good. They're
You're
good.
really dogging on Coco, no pun intended. You just from the body stuff to the long legs to now looking like a ball. Coco,
Listen, he's the best dog ever, and
yeah,
that's for sure.
yeah.
That's for sure.
Oh, all right.
I'm good
But
though.
you're good? All right. I'll use the restroom one more time. Chat's yours. I'll be right back.
Perfect. What's up, guys? How are you doing? What's poppin'? What's up? I read a lot of the things you guys are saying. You guys are making me laugh. I don't think I'm the best. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Hey, Jojo, big fan. I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I was doing nothing. Oh, okay. Good for you, frogs. Let's go. I feel like this is just like an extended stream. Hey guys, stream part 2. What's up? Thank you, Publius. Thank you. Never spoke a word in my life? Sus. That's a little suspicious, champ. I don't know. I'm actually having a great time. I'm having a great time. I was kind of nervy. I think this next part is going to be quite interesting. Let me think about how much I want to say. Mm, okay. I've decided about how much I want to say. Since when were you smart? I've What do you mean? I don't think I've ever been smart. Ever. Jojo is secretly married. I had to keep going with the family tradition, you know what I mean? Extra hard for you to go streaming full time because of how much money you'd make it. Tell, bruh. I don't care how much money I'd be making from Dale. I'm excited to work there. I'm excited to work there. Careful, your thoughts are loud. I can hear them. Stop, no. Yeah, you guys are actually all excited or you guys are all invited to the wedding, so get hyped. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's funny, Diego. She's already engaged. Yeah, I didn't tell you guys. What? What do you mean, Veiling Globe? Can I be flower girl? No. Aaron's the flower girl. Obviously. Yeah, Aaron's the flower girl. You got it, Amy. Thank you, Seal. I like this fit. I got this from Shein. Very cool. I love it. I've been meaning to wear this like all day every day, but I never get around to it. So, Real, you can be the maid of honor. Um, don't worry, Marissa. You'll be the carpet. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Oh, guys, I got your mom's here.
What is what is this ring bearer stuff? What is this? Coco's the
Uh,
ring bearer? What are you talking about?
oh, uh, no, we were talking about how excited we are to talk about this next portion, and they found out that I'm secretly married, and I'm figuring out, who's gonna be the flower girl and stuff.
Wait, how can you wait? What? That doesn't. You're secretly married, but you're figuring out the logistics of the
Oh,
wedding.
engaged.
Okay, guys. I was like, what Vegas trip did you spend? And you just real quick got the paperwork done, and now you got the full on ceremony. This is.
Yeah.
It both ways is a great story. So I don't know. But with this one here, all right, we're talking romantic relationships. I do this segment exactly like the work history one. We talk about resumes here, all right? I'm not talking the individuals that you saw in middle school. A lot of people tell me about their middle school ones. I had to make a rule where it's like, I don't want to hear about the second grade one. I don't understand it. It's a little too much for me. So anything high school and up, but tell me the relationships. We're not talking the weekend ones, the ones that you're swiping left or right or whatever. We're talking how many people had the official stamp of approval as JoJo Solo's significant other? How many?
One.
Perfect.
and that lasted 5.5 years.
Holy cow. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I'm going
So that
to.
that took up the entire everything.
Mhm. I'm gonna take a breath here for this one, Jojo. All right, let's. I'm gonna also
my,
tread lightly here. All right.
my viewers are about to piss their pants. They don't know nothing about this.
Really? They know nothing about this.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
really talk about it.
I mean, I feel that, and you know what? I've talked to a lot of creators, big and small, and I know it is a topic that is a bit touch and go. And I try my best to tell them. Literally, I tell them if they are uncomfortable, I tell them the questions ahead of time in terms of like how the flow goes. I never want to talk about the other person, especially if it's poorly. But I want to know about your experience and how you've grown and how you've, what occurred, I guess, in your part of the story of that relationship. Start from the top with me here, Jojo. How old were you and how did you guys meet?
Um, how how old are you when you're a sophomore in high school? Because I don't know.
Uh, 15,
Yeah,
16,
probably around there. Probably,
maybe.
yeah, somewhere
Yeah.
between there and between 0 and 20, somewhere.
Okay, fair
Um,
play.
yeah,
All right. So y'all met in sophomore year of your high school time.
yeah,
And
yeah.
what what captured your interest in the first place, Jojo?
Uh Nothing. We were just friends. We were
Mhm,
just friends.
mhm.
It actually kind of just happened. We were both quite surprised.
What does that mean? It just kind of happened. I feel that that's a very like no, I'm not even trying to make a joke, Jojo. I promise you, Jojo. I promise you. I promise you, I'm not
I know
clowning.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing because 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 it just you just can't describe it, you know?
Okay. All right. It's okay. Oh my gosh. I had the oldest person reference. You know those like caption contests that are like describe this cartoon and you win whatever. It's like me typing in for that this caption is simply undescribable. I can't comment on this. It's too good. Like I feel you on that, but that shit got to me. I don't know why. So it just happened. When you say just happened, all right, let me dig a little deeper then. When was it made official? How did you and that person know that, yo, okay, we're an actual item, like we are together, we're exclusive, unless you weren't. I don't know how that goes. I know some people aren't. But how did you know that that person was yours and vice versa?
I think it was April 11th,
Or day
I
before my
think.
birthday. Okay, Jojo. All
Maybe
right.
12th. I don't remember. Okay, I'm
All right.
sorry.
Fair play.
I
Fair
can
play.
make it a different month if you want. That's okay.
You're good. So you give us that date though. What's the importance of that day? Did you have a conversation? Did you have a DTR
Yeah.
define
Yeah,
the
I think
relationship?
that's when we were like, "All right, what's the deal?" And
Mm.
then we were like, "Okay, this is the deal." And then we just walked away and we were like, "Okay,
We're
that's the
together.
deal."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You said that, I asked you what enamored you with this person, what made you interested, what made you attracted. But and then you just said, well, we were friends first. Well, even in a friendship stance, in a platonic relationship, I'm sorry, what was it about that part of the relationship that kept you around, that kept you dedicated to the person, loyal to the person, and just continuously loving on that person?
I think well, like I mentioned how my freshman year, like I didn't have a lot of friends.
Hmm.
Uh Sophomore year I started making more friends, and it they were one of my first friends that I really like connected with. I feel like we had a lot in common.
Mm.
Um we could like laugh easily. Like we just hung out a lot, right?
Yeah.
Um so it was easy just to be like around them.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, definitely at a time too where it sounds like that you didn't have too many people in your corner and people that you
Yeah.
could fully trust there. Yeah, I feel that. I hear you. 5 years, that's a lot of time, and that's a lot of seasons and experiences. Could you share a couple of the highlights in terms of memories that were fun or enjoyable for you and your significant
Um
other?
we did a lot of cool things. For instance, we went to Six Flags.
Hmm.
That's fun. Um, we we let's see, what else did we
It
do?
sounds like
We
Six
like
Flags at the top of the mountain, and then now we're just going. Do
let's see.
you have this written down? What the hell are you looking at, Judge?
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
We oh, uh, I invited them on a cruise when I went for on a cruise like for my birthday.
Where?
We stopped at like Mexico,
Mm.
um, Jamaica, and probably somewhere else. I don't remember.
Also, like a Bahamas kind of cruise around the.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's sick.
yeah.
Oh, nice. So again, 5 years, peachy keen. I This is the hardest part of the question, the interview. To be honest with you, this is one of the hardest parts because I'm gonna ask you, where did things go? What happened?
Where did they go wrong? No, I mean, it was a lot of toxicity, but it was from both ends.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I would never say that it was just their fault or whatever because I know I did a lot of things wrong too.
Hmm.
Um, there was, um, we've been together for a long time and we went to college together
Hmm.
and um at some point we'd be like, well, we're in college, we want to experience other things, and that didn't go well because we tried like the open relationship. It did not go well. No,
Hmm.
I don't recommend it. I don't recommend to anyone. That's not fun. It's not fun hearing what someone else is doing with someone else who you think you love.
Wow.
So I don't recommend it. um but that's just me, I guess.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was really where things started getting like a little weird, just because we thought that was something that was going to help us like as individuals, but instead it really just broke both of us apart.
Mm.
um and then that just kind of triggered like a lot of toxic traits from both of us.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it sounds like, that had occurred in your relationship. And again, like you said, it really affected you both to your core. It started changing um, foundational values that you've had for one another throughout the years. And again, it's not easy if you're not mentally. Yeah, for some people, it's their thing. And by all means, for you yourself, it sounds like, and including myself, when you are with someone you love and they're with someone else, like, in theory it's like, oh cool, it's just fun, it's just whatever, you do whatever. But that's a lot to take in, and that's a lot to process and try to, it's so hard to not compare yourself. It's so hard not to feel like, well, am I enough or any of that. So in terms of the toxicity, you're saying, it goes both ways. You both were throwing jabs or hits into one another, and you're both kind of, the relationship is starting to crumble. What was, I guess, without getting too descriptive of it, because I want to respect your space in this, is like when you had that discussion of calling it off, how did that go? I mean, again, it's 5+ years. How do you just simply look at someone and say, we're done here?
um well, it didn't go as smoothly as that.
Mm.
I mean, we had we had several talks of, you know, way before we even broke up, like
Mm-hmm.
like actually broke up. We had a good amount of time saying like this is not going great, but we would just stick with it. We would keep going. And it was it only kept building up to worse things, up
Mm.
until get this, Valentine's Day.
Yikes. Okay.
We were like, yeah, no. And then it was very weird. Very, very, very weird.
We.
Just that day in general, some things happened where it's just like, um, mistakes on both ends,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mhm.
and that's when we were just like, I just don't want to keep dealing with this anymore.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we had gone through a lot of times in our relationship where we'd be like, oh, maybe we should break up, and it would be like, no, 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 we can get through this. So that conversation almost felt like we were going to do the same thing where we'd be like, oh, no, 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 we're going to be fine.
Mm.
We should just like get past this or whatever. um but I think I can't really remember if it was me. It might have been where I just be like, I'm I haven't changed. Like literally like a week later would be like, so like maybe, and then I'd be like, I don't think I've changed at all. Like if we
Yeah.
got back together, it would just go back to the same toxic stuff. And
Mhm.
it was just it was rough. I mean, we're in school. I'm trying to stream. We have lives, and it was just taking a toll on everything. So
Mhm.
it was oh, but then it kind of worked out. It kind of worked out because then the pandemic hits, so we go back home and we don't really have to like have that tension of being
Yeah.
like so close to each other.
Mhm. Yeah.
So this literally happened. When did the pandemic hit? Last year?
Last year on, yeah, March was for me, at least.
Oh my god, this only happened like a year ago.
Yeah.
What?
That's huge.
That
But
happened not this year's Valentine's Day, but last year's Valentine's Day.
yeah.
What?
Well, I
I was
guess
still in college.
I got a question, Jojo. I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
When when things kind of just, dissolved and you both called it quits. Well, let me ask this though. You're now a year removed from the situation. In the headspace you're at right now, is there no chance for redemption there to rekindle it?
Funny enough, we've talked about it. um, I'm still the one backing up.
Hmm.
I'm still the one saying no because there were a lot of issues we had like as individuals, and then
Hmm.
we had a lot of issues that we had as a couple.
Hmm.
And when I saw that, I'd be like, I can work on my problems, you can work on your problems, and that's great. But but a year later, just talking about it not too long ago,
Hmm.
I'd be like, I've worked on my own personal issues, but I haven't worked on issues that happen between us. Like
Hmm.
very easily, if we got back together, I feel like I'd very easily turn back to a very like jealous being, because that was one of my issues, right? Like I'd very easily get jealous, and it's not something that I can really practice when I'm just like by myself. You know what I mean? I can try practicing it like with my friends, like, oh, like let me not get jealous of my friends and stuff. Um, but it's not the same of what I felt with like in the relationship.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I was just like, I've changed, but not to the point where I'm confident that we can be back together.
Hmm. You mentioned that the pandemic allowed you both to be separated, and that space really helped. But where, if you did, and this is not even a guarantee, but did you? Uh, this is the hard part about improving these questions. I don't have them prepared, but how did you, I guess, heal? How did you heal during this process of a lot of jealousy, toxicity both ways? During this time of isolation during the pandemic, how were you able to move forward from a 5 year relationship, 5 years of your life together?
Well, it kind of helped that the pandemic happened actually, because I moved back home, and when I moved back home, literally anytime, like when I've moved back for like winter break or summer breaks or whatever, I always kind of like go back to my high school self, where I'm just cooped up in my little room and I'm just a gamer girl and I'm always like
Hmm.
hanging out with my friends. And going back home during this time helped so much because I didn't actually have to face like these issues right in front of me. It
Yeah.
wasn't like toxic right in front of me or just stress right in front of me. I could almost like cover it up behind a curtain. But the issue is, you know, then summer comes along and it's like, "Oh, let me hang out with my friends. Oh, we share the same friends. Oh, we're hanging out. Oh, this is weird.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be here anymore." And it was pretty difficult. Summertime was pretty difficult. But I kept busy. I
Yeah.
kept busy. And even now, like I'm I'm afraid of like really facing them on because I feel like I can fall back to my old habits and not of like the toxic thing, just being like, all right, let's just get back together,
Mm-hmm.
Um but I've definitely tried to stay away um as much as I can because I I'm a weak human.
No, I mean, and I like. I think your acknowledgement of your weaknesses, your faults, is possibly your biggest strength right now. Being able to say, you know what, I do have these issues. I may not have the discipline in this specific area of my life, but I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna do my best, like you said to your parents, to move forward or to learn from this part of my life, this chapter of my life. Uh, do you feel like you got closure with that relationship?
I mean, what do you really define closure as?
That you can
I
move
think
on and date someone else, kind of deal.
oh, well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that's fair.
uh I mean, I haven't really thought about like moving on, well, not moving on or dating someone else.
Hmm.
Um I don't really think about that
Yeah,
too often.
yeah.
Um but I don't know about closure. I mean, like I said, we like talked recently
Hmm.
about like maybe getting back together and then I said I'm no, I'm not there. Um so I don't know if that's me moving on
Hmm.
or just actually just being really cautious. It could be both.
Yeah,
Um but maybe I'm slowly closing the door.
yeah.
I don't think it's fully closed there.
Hmm. Hmm. That's fair. I like that. I was gonna ask you. I mean, the way I always wrap up this segment is always asking like, where are you now? But it sounds like we're hearing it. It sounds like right now you're still dealing with a little bit of the past and trying to make sure things are good on both ends, and maybe it does work out down the road, maybe it doesn't. It's something that the story needs to unfold. At the same time, you're working on you, and you're seeing your own value and where you both can improve as well as sustain the good parts about you as a person, preparing yourself for whomever you decide to be with, and live your best life that way. That's awesome, Jojo. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I appreciate you sharing all that. I know this is a pretty difficult subject, and it's very vulnerable. And I know
You
you've
said you said we got past the hard part and then you bring me with this. I don't know, man. You're
I,
lying to
well,
me.
well, I lower my voice, and that's why I tread lightly. I gave you every out possible, Jojo. I said you don't have to answer this, you don't have to answer that. I would never bully you, and I even had to change the tone of my voice because you kind of get into that vibey moment. So we slow it down here and ask you, well, yada yada yada. But I really do appreciate you sharing that. That really did
Yeah,
shed a
of
lot of
course.
light on. I mean, even the topic of romance. It's something I'm still trying to understand and learn about. And I love that they're scared right now. They're like, she's reading us. She sees what we say. We've been talking shit the whole time. She sees what we say. Well, someone said blink twice if you're held hostage, and I did it for you. Okay, all right,
I
all
read it,
right,
but
yeah. but Jojo, I am so grateful for our time together here, and I
no.
appreciate you sharing those stories about your life, even if it was just a 15-minute window into who you are as a person. Thank you, honestly, thank you for
Yeah.
that.
It was
Um,
fun.
It's that's what I go for here. All right. Hopefully, it's the most low impact podcast interview, whatever you want. I don't even like calling him that stuff is cringe. I don't like calling this a show. It's for me. It's like okay, it might still be cringe calling it capturing moments because that's corny as fuck. But like, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. This is I love this so much, and it's things like tonight. It's hearing your story that reminds me how much I love this. But
Yeah.
we still have more to do here. All right, we're gonna lean into the last segment here, second to last technically. There's still a surprise at the end, but we're going into the community questions here. All right, so over the course of this evening, those that have been watching here live have been entering questions. I'm going to tell you right now, I have not read them ahead of time, so we are going into this experience together free
Perfect.
flowing. There's only one rule. You don't have to answer the question if you don't want to. All right? If you don't want to answer it, don't answer it. Tell me to pass and we'll move on. Some of these are reactions. Anything that was asked in the that we've already covered, I will try my best to skip, or you just remind me that we've covered it. All right?
Okay.
Okay, this one just says JoJo. All right. This one says cat-made outfit or the bunny head. What's the, and the is all in caps. Do you have a bunny head?
No. Yes.
Why do you have a bunny head, JoJo? What is? Are you working at Five Nights at Freddy's? What is this? What's going on
yes,
here?
no one. Yes. I mean,
This is a new meta. We've all know about the maid outfits. We all know about e-boy, e-girl dress ups. What is bunny head? What is that gonna do?
I don't know. I don't know what they're talking. I don't know what they're talking about. They're going a little crazy right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Okay, fine, fair. All right, fair play. Oh, are you getting it? Oh, she's getting it, guys. She's getting it. She's getting it. She's getting it. Guys, she's getting it. You need to show him. You need to show him. You need to show. Why all caps? What the? Where is it? What? Oh gosh, that's terrifying, JoJo. That's absolutely. It's not even. I can't even say It is inappropriate. This is inappropriate. What the fuck is that? What is that, JoJo? What the hell?
It's a bunny head.
Do you remember a couple years ago? Maybe it was around 2016 when there were clowns roaming the street chasing people.
Oh yeah,
That's the equivalent of the fear I have seeing that show up. That is. What? Why did you buy that? What is this bunny head? Don't give me. Don't be surprised. Oh, now that you think about it, now why did you get a bunny head? What is it? What is it? What is it?
So I bought that like 5-6 years. I don't know. It's been many years. I literally only bought it for a Halloween party, and then I just kept it forever and ever. And for a long time, it would sit right there on my bed, just behind me, and it would always look from behind me towards my stream. Do you think I should set it up there again?
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah?
I think that's a room heirloom that needs to be there forever.
Let me do it real quick. Hold on.
That's terrifying, guys. I don't know. Can we get a petition going? If enough of us report her, all right. If enough of us report her, this will be. This is. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that's terrifying, JoJo. What the?
Yeah.
This old man, there's too many scary things that can happen with that, and you can't even see the irises of its eyes. This is holy okay.
It's having a good time. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, let's conduct it. This question's all over the place. Now we're going into something a little bit more serious. It says, is it weird having people grow up watching you to be an inspiration? And the person asking is Diego.
Wow, Diego, a real question from you? I did not expect that from you. Okay, sorry.
Wow. What a real middle finger to Diego right there. That's a one. Hey, check the guns real quick here. Holy cow.
No, but for real, Diego has been here for such a long time. So many people in the chat right now have been here for such a long time. Like Firesworth as well. Like I've known them literally for years. Puddle Jumper as well. Literally so long. some more than others, right? But I mean, it is pretty bizarre that, out of the 6, 7 years that I've been making content, some people have been watching just about since then.
It's wild.
And it is pretty weird, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I don't even believe that I graduated high school, college, and I'm starting a job.
Mm-hmm.
Those three things literally make no sense in my brain. I don't really remember much, but um, growing up with me, I think it's an experience that I'm glad that I was able to share that with y'all, Like,
Mm-hmm.
the reason I liked YouTube in the first place is because I would always be able to go back and see what I did X amount of years ago. With my terrible memory, that was just awesome, Like, being able to go back to 2014 and be like, "Oh, check it out. I
Yeah.
did this back then. I didn't even know."
Mm.
And the fact that people have been watching me grow up since then is bonkers. And then above that, like, being inspired by me, or seeing me as I don't know, some type of icon figure, um that's never really clicked in my head in the first place. When people say it in the Twitch chat, saying like, "You inspire me to do this," or whatever, like, I don't see how I could possibly do that, just because I speak out of my ass half the time.
Yeah.
So so the fact that I'm able to do that's bizarre. Um so I think it's cool that you've been able to watch me grow up too. I think it might help you learn from my mistakes as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I agree. I agree. I love that too. It's such a doing this for that long, and especially them staying in the community and watching you grow is such a cool. I don't know. That's a cool concept. I wish I did that. I wish I watched like even like 2016. Like YouTubers or vloggers and just see their progression in life, because that's such a you don't see that. Everything you see in television nowadays is fabricated. Reality television is not reality. It's scripted. So
But the best thing about YouTube is the fact that you can literally go back to those old videos. You didn't have to be there, but you
mm,
could see their growth anyway.
yeah.
The fact that people do live it though is, I think it's probably a different experience, but at
Hmm.
least you can always go back, with others.
Do you ever go back to your old videos on YouTube?
I do. I do. I mean, there's some videos that I just watch like as a meme.
Yeah.
But there's other videos that, especially when I was vlogging,
Mm,
like, I really did make an effort like every day to like do something fun, do something cool. Nowadays I sit on my ass and and that's it.
mm.
But the fact that I was active at one point in my life is cool. And
You're
just being able to learn from
21,
that.
Jojo. You're killing me right now. You're 21. There's no. You could, if you wanted right now, just leave and just go do whatever you want in life.
Driving the Tessie, you know what I mean?
Hey, truth, truth. I like that though. What's one last follow up question for me though? What's a VOD in your YouTube channel in the past that you look back fondly? That you look back with like, hell yeah, like not out of a meme, but you something that you needed to see maybe at that time.
I think, oh man, it's hard for me to differentiate a lot of the videos I've ever made, but a lot of the really early um like Minecraft MCSG
Mm-hmm.
videos,
Mm-hmm.
I I was just commentating about like my life basically every single day. Like, I'd be like, "So today at school, I basically did this," right? Like, things no one would care about, but it was there for entertainment. I actually really do appreciate those because it gives me an idea of like who I was at the time. Um, I couldn't call out one specific video, unfortunately, just because my
Mm-hmm.
brain is tiny. But um, I do see almost like a general, almost like a general big video as like a memory. Like all these like 10 different videos
Mm-hmm.
are the ones that I'm thinking of.
Like that. All right. All right. Fair play. Fair play. Um, can JoJo talk about her aphantasia? That was an
Oh.
aphantasia.
Oh, yeah. So aphantasia is the lack of the mind's eye. So I just can't imagine. Um
Huh. What?
so
How does that work? How are we aware that we can't imagine? No, I'm not like shitting on it. I'm just curious how that works. How does that work?
yeah. Um well, there's a test basically. Here, let's flip the interview. I got a question for you. Ready?
Please. Okay, shoot.
Okay. Close your eyes and imagine an apple.
Okay.
Okay. Now, tell me, what is the color of the apple?
Red.
Is there someone holding it or is it just floating?
It was on a desk.
Okay, what's the color of the desk?
Brown.
Okay, is there a leaf? Is there a stem on this apple?
Yes.
Okay, you can open your eyes.
Yeah.
So, you not only did you imagine an apple, you imagined an entire scenery for it. Now, flip the question on me.
Yeah.
I would say, the apple is red. You would tell me, is it floating or whatever? I'd be like, I don't know. I guess it's floating.
Yeah.
Um, if you'd be like, does it have a stem? I could be like, I guess it could. Let me just
Let me add
think
it.
about it. Maybe let me just act like it has one, right?
Yeah.
But in my head, I don't see anything. I'm
Ah.
merely explaining a conceptualized description of what an apple is because I know what an apple is.
Mhm.
I just can't see it in my brain.
Holy cow.
So
Yeah.
so if you ask me those questions, I'd be like, probably red, right? Because
Mhm.
it's red. Or it could be green if you want it to be green, but
Yeah.
the first thought I have is probably red. Does it have a stem? It could. Maybe not. But I don't actually see that, you know?
Interesting.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
I don't have an image there.
That
Um
part part of me wanted you to, so you know how you ask the questions and at the end you're like, is it on a desk? And I say, yeah. Is it brown? What color is it? I say brown. I wanted you to just go pervert, just like attack, like you're guilty. Damn it, you're guilty. We got him, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is mom's online and makes sense the name. Like that would have been my brain went into that. I don't know why that bothered me. But you're right. Like that makes sense that you imagine one thing and I've created this whole storyline for this apple now. It's actually half eaten. It's on the teacher's desk. She would never finish her apple. Now we're going into like
Oh.
therapy. It was second grade. She never finished the apples. No.
Oh
But
god, why?
but it's so interesting because you just kind of let this form or figure be and you add if you must, but you really like there's nothing else. That's that and it's only based off of your prior experience with that item and not
Yeah.
so much I guess creating more around that. That's strange. I've never heard of this
And
before.
it's not even like adding or removing according to what you say. It's just I literally don't see it, right? Like I don't see
Mm,
an image. So whether you're asking me if it has a stem or not, like I don't have an image to say yes there's a stem or no there's not a stem. It's
mm,
more of a it it could. I know that I've seen an apple one day in my life with a stem, so it could exist, but it maybe doesn't, you know?
mm, mm.
Um so
You sound like every agnostic I've ever talked to in my life, where they're like, there kind of could be a god, but at the same time, there's like, yeah, it's a, it's one of those scenarios. I like that. It's a depending kind of thing. It's like you can add it, you can subtract it, but from what your experience is as, it's that. It's exactly what you thought of it to be. That's that's tripping me out, dude. That's yeah. You know what? No
yeah.
need to talk about drugs or any of that. This is blowing my mind with that
Yeah.
discussion here. What's the hardest thing you've experienced streaming?
Hardest thing experienced streaming. Um, hardest thing experienced streaming. Probably dealing with certain people. I mean, especially early on in my years of streaming, I was a literal child, you know.
Mm-hmm.
and you'd get some real creepy people saying some real creepy things.
Yeah.
Um, not really knowing what to do. Oh, actually, I've been DDoS before. I've been doxxed before.
What the heck?
I've been threatened before with my all of my information. They'd be like, "I know where you live," and I'd be like, "No," and then they like send me my address, and then I'd be like, "Oh," and like it's pretty crazy that
Mm-hmm.
that really creepy people exist out there, and
Yeah.
it's bizarre. I was literally a child when that happened. I think I was like 15, 16. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
guess when you're 16 you're not like a child, but I'm still a minor, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's creepy that people would even do that.
Yeah. How do you even deal with people like that? Do you just report them? Did you report them to the police? Did you like?
Well, at the time, all I did was I listened to what they wanted. They were just like, "We want you to go live and promote this company thing." And I was like, "You're a dumbass, first of all. Like, you're literally you just gave me your company. Like, now I know who you are." Like,
The tables have turned. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But I didn't really care. All I did was I went live, and literally in the first 30 seconds I mentioned it, and most people aren't watching the first 30 seconds of your stream. So I did it. I sent them a clip for proof, and then I never heard back from them. Um, while I got DDoSed, I had a lot of awesome friends who were, you know, older than me. They were more adults, and they would provide me with like VPNs and stuff so that it wouldn't
Mm,
happen again in the future. So I had a lot of cool friends who like helped me out because they were older and they were also just more experienced with the internet stuff.
yeah.
Um,
That's awesome.
so I got pretty lucky with that, but yeah.
Hmm. Damn. Damn. I'm sorry you had to go through that. That's a complete horseshit. But
You want to
that's
know what's crazy?
yeah.
I recorded I recorded the call um with the people threatening me, and I have it on my YouTube privated if I ever want to go back to it.
Oh, I want to hear this shit now. You got me interested. What? Are they
You
like
could just hear me
threatening
be
you as
like,
a child?
yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding. I would have to look for it, but yeah, I still have it somewhere.
If you're willing, I would love to hear this. I just this is one of those like we should give it to that one dude that fakes out scammers on Twitch. We give it to them and we can get them busted. That's insane, Jojo. Well, good on
Yeah.
you for having the wherewithal to record that shit, man. That's insane. I
Yeah.
yeah, damn. This one says if someone has recognized you IRL, what did you do? Or if someone hasn't yet, it will happen eventually. What would you say? Huh.
Um During my vlogging days,
Mm-hmm.
I had one kid come up to me before. I've talked about this before, but I've had this little girl walk up to me. Literally, I think she was probably like 7,
Yeah.
and and literally she was like, "Are you that one YouTuber?" And I'm like, "Which one?" Like, "Which one are you talking about? Because I might not be." um but she was super adorable. Um I was very weird. I was like, "Yeah, I do YouTube." She was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't really anything much. We ended up, departing ways. She ended up commenting on that video.
Mm.
She was like, "Hey, I was that girl." Um so
That's me. Shout me out. Shout me out. They're trying to go for that.
yeah.
That's interesting.
But
But yeah.
I think nowadays it'd be a little different because at the time I didn't I had like switched over to vlogging, and I wasn't really confident in like me being a YouTuber. Like, I didn't think I was relevant enough for anyone to ever like recognize me like that.
Mm.
So it really caught me off guard. Um I think now I'd probably still be caught off guard. I'd probably still be like, "Are you thinking of the right person?" But I think I'd be able to have like a better conversation with someone rather than just being like, Hi, what's up?" Um, so that's cool.
Yeah. I like it. Okay. This one gets asked every show, and I only entertain it once, Jojo. All right. So answer it however you may. I'll even give you ways out of it right now. Like, For example, okay, the question says, "Who's your favorite mod?" Okay, the way to get out of this one is maybe who's your longest one, who's one that does a lot of the behind the scenes works, whatever. I got your back, all right? This one's always a loaded motherfucking question.
I literally have like 4 mods in the chat right now. 5.
Yeah.
6.
Here we
Oh my
go.
god.
So why don't we answer that question? It'd be a shame if there was a strike tomorrow.
There's so many. Why are all my mods
How many
here?
mods
Hold
do
on.
you have?
Okay, we got Ragnar, we got Alex, we got Real, we got Puddle Jumper, we got Amy, we have Firesworth, we have Julia. That's 7. Is that all my mods? I think so.
Okay.
Best mod, I always say it. It's me. I'm the best mod.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Good enough.
Listen, I'm quick as frick. I go, you know, like if someone blinks, ooh, I got it taken care of. Ooh, I did it. Ooh, I click first. You know, I'm always looking the chat. I'm always reading the chat.
Same.
And they know it now. They know
Yeah.
it. This whole time we've been talking, I've been looking. I've been looking
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. I know. Okay. Well, what they don't know is that I tell the guests not to read the chat, but in my heart, I know it's a second nature. It's also what I do it too. I know what's going on at all moments, but that's so funny. That's so good. What's your favorite meme, JoJo? Doesn't have to be well known either. What's your favorite meme?
Oh, I love the stick bug. Do 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 do.
Oh yeah.
Love the
That's
stick
That's
bug.
blowing up. That's blowing up.
Yeah.
Uh, any more? Or is that your main meme?
Oh, have you heard have you heard of the puffer fish like choking on a carrot?
Oh my gosh. I love that, but so many people hate it. I think it's the funniest shit. Just what is that noise?
It's perfect.
Like, it kind of moans too. It's kind of like, all right, that carrot wasn't that good. That carrot was not that good, pufferfish. Relax.
It's the best thing ever. Yeah.
What's your favorite or most memorable family, or one of your most memorable family moments?
Family moments. I went somewhere with my family at one point. I've been on a cruise with my family. That's cool. I've been to Italy with my family.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's
I,
sick.
I have a really bad memory. So unfortunately, I am going to be as vague as possible here and say when I traveled with my family.
Okay. When you travel with your family. I like it. Pineapple on pizza. There's only one right answer. Yes or no?
I don't care
Thank you.
because I only eat cheese pizza.
Okay.
I took one controversy, took it away, and grabbed another.
I'm sorry. Are you 11 years old? What is this cheese pizza narrative? What's going on here?
I eat cheese pizza with extra cheese. Better?
That's just bubble gum. What is this? Where'd you get your pizzas? You getting chain, or is this a local?
Papa John's.
Okay. Papa John's. I thought Papa John's was the company that had tried to threaten you. That's why I was gonna make that joke earlier. I was like, you get a call from the Papa? What is this? Because legitimately I'm about to order a pizza after this show. I just want you to know that, and I'm gonna order
you're getting
Hawaiian.
a cheese pizza. Oh.
I'm not gonna get it. Okay, I don't have
you
a
ever
problem.
gotten a cheese with extra cheese though?
Yeah, I have.
So good.
It is very good. It's also a very mood thing in my opinion. Like I have to be, like I want a little bit of meat or a little veggie. You know, cut the cheese. But if I'm feeling a little nasty, and those days come. I don't mind an all cheese pizza. All right, I don't mind lay it on thick. It's fine. But the Papa John's, that one got me. Honestly, before Papa John's got weird, pretty good pizza.
Listen, I love their crust. I used to be the person not eating crust, right?
Okay.
But then, I found a way through life, and Papa John's crust it took my heart. It took my heart.
Can someone clip this sort of? I will at Papa John's after this show with this clip. I will. Let's get
I
her
hope
a
you get a
sponsor
discount.
here. I mean, they already do Thursday discounts as well as Sundays. I don't know why I know that. I don't know. That's a wasted knowledge.
Why do I not know that? Hello?
They do. They do. And I believe they might be into student discounts too. So save your student email. You might be able to get some
Do I
discounts.
have that still? Oh God.
I mean,
Okay.
at EDU. Yeah. Anyway, Jojo, someone's asking, describe a fun date idea that only costs $20.
A date idea?
Mhm.
Fun date idea. I have zero knowledge over this.
Okay, no problem.
No. I got you. I can come up with something cool. Ready? You both drive to a house that's not in a creepy way. And you make pizzas together. Boom! You can buy, like some naan bread, some tomato sauce, some cheese, throw some
Ooh.
stuff. Boom! A homemade pizza in a non-creepy way.
Okay, first of all,
We didn't say first date, right? It didn't have to be first
it
date,
didn't have
right?
to be first date. It could be any
Okay,
date.
this could be like the 17th date. Got it?
But even
Okay.
so, you didn't even define the house. You just went to a house and fucked around with some pizzas there. I'm breaking and entering into someone's home. Got the naan bread. Put the sauce on it. Just they don't have an oven. They only have an air fryer. You're putting that shit in the air fryer. It's over. It's done. Hey, I like.
Listen,
Mhm.
it would be a bonding experience to break into a house. That's all I'm saying.
That's very true. And you know what, Jojo? Meet me at TwitchCon. I know a couple houses, all right? We can go, we can check them out. We can check. I got a couple friends that live in San Diego. They got something coming to them. They
They don't even know. They don't even know.
Don't even know. And then you know what? Our reward? Cheese pizza.
Cheese pizza. Literally
pizza.
free pizza just for them. I don't know.
So
I don't get the issue.
This is ridiculous. This bit has gone way too far. This one says, Jojo, I'm sorry to say this, but you might be canceled pretty soon because of my Into It Longer. You have said so many out-of-pocket shit like the toilet paper. I can't take it. Someone is just... You got actually a lot of like reactions towards that tweet. Did you expect that? Honestly, level with me. When you put that poll, were you expecting over 100,000 people to react
Not at all.
accordingly?
Well, first of all, I wasn't expecting Tubbo to respond to it to then, boost it to, hundreds of thousands of people. But, I definitely, just from the way I saw my chat, like reacting, I definitely already knew I was part of the minority. I put out the tweet purely because like we were still talking about it. I thought it would be funny.
Yeah.
I definitely did not expect so many people to be like literally so upset. Like
Distraught.
literally, yeah, like they were actually hurting. And I'm like, what is your problem? Like like people are calling me like a monster, like I'm genuinely disgusting, and I'm like,
What?
how am I disgusting? Like at least I wipe my ass. Like I
Yeah.
bet you don't even take a shower, Like
They're letting that
like-
shit crust over. That's
Exact-
that's ridiculous.
yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I definitely got a little bit defensive when I started seeing responses like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean today in the morning and just after all of that happened,
Yeah.
I definitely didn't care that much anymore. I just realized that a lot of people reacting were kids,
Mhm,
people who don't
exactly.
really understand.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It was honestly, I thought it was it was a really good tweet regardless of the stance. If anything, I when I read it, okay, I could tell you where. I read it at church. I was at church. I was in the back of the church scrolling on my phone, which that's not a good thing to read aloud, or say
Yeah.
aloud. And I saw that shit. No pun intended. I saw that tweet and and I sat there and I was like, holy cow, this is my guest tomorrow. Like I bookmarked it at the spot at the start of it. I bookmarked that and I said, I'm talking about this. Like this is in real time. I'm watching someone, and again, the reactions, especially the volatile ones, unnecessary, so stupid. Like,
Yeah.
are you clearly can't understand it, regardless of it being a joke or not. It's not that deep. And like
Yeah.
your favorite content creators that are engaging in it are also not that deep in it. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy how much the threshold of understanding either sarcasm or comedy or whatever is lost in translation between age and technology. It's such a
Yeah.
shame, and it's so
Yeah.
stupid that people would even take it that far. I'm gonna ask you here: what qualities do you see in your parents that you hope to see in yourself?
Um, my parents are really hard workers. They
Mm-hmm.
really are. Like my my mom, ever since she got laid off several years ago, she worked like in the oil industry.
Mm-hmm.
She's like pursued her dream of, being a gym instructor. Like she really cares about health and, made her own business. My dad, literally still working as an electrical engineer. He also, worked with Juventus, if you know what that is.
No,
Um,
what is
like
that?
it's a professional soccer team in Italy.
Oh, cool.
Um, and it was his favorite team when he was growing up, so gets in contact with them. Literally, we they have a soccer academy here in Houston, like all built just for my parents while they're still doing all these other things, like multitasking. My mom works with her business and my dad's business,
Mm-hmm.
and now my sister works with them too, which I feel bad for my sister because, like I said, my parents have been like in vacation. They've been in Italy, Spain the past couple weeks, and my sister has had to take on all of that. Um, but anyway, like they're super hard workers. Like I don't know how they have a social life. They work all those amount of hours. They
Yeah.
exercise. They
Wow.
they still. My mom does literally so much for my nonna. That's my Italian grandmother.
Grandma. Yeah.
Like taking her to the doctor all the time, getting her medicine, like literally doing so much, and they still manage. And it's so bizarre to me because here I am sitting 8 hours at a time streaming, and I feel like it's not as productive as them, but I am still working. But I guess it's like a perspective sort of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
either way, I'm still always shocked about like how much they accomplish
Yeah.
in a day.
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
that. I like that. Good shout out there. Uh, what's something you would tell your younger self, Jojo?
Don't be that much of a bitch. Just like settle down a little bit.
Would you say that after the communion or the graduation or what moment would you tell yourself that one?
Let's leave it at, I don't know. Like let's do like 10 years old. This is before I really joined the internet world, you
Okay.
know?
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair play.
right
Fair
there.
play. Yo, Jojo, drop your morning and night routine. You kind of be looking cute.
Dude, my skin is actually not that great. Like
Are you
look at
serious?
this pimple. Like I have
That's a
something right
pimple?
here.
I thought that was like a birthmark.
No, I have a birthmark on my leg, but anyway, no.
Oh.
Um no, this is a pimple. I should probably stop touching it. Well, let's see. I wake up and I brush my teeth,
Mm-hmm.
and then I go about my day. And then I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to go to bed." I brush my teeth and then I go to bed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I
How is
wash my face in the shower.
That's what I was gonna ask you. You got pretty clear skin complexion. Like I looks good. There you go. Looks
Thank
good.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
I
All
like
right.
my new camera too cuz now people can see my freckles. People didn't even know I had freckles up until now. Can you see them? Look at them.
Oh,
Look at
you're
my freckles.
right. You're
I
right.
have freckles. I have freckles. Look,
Okay.
freckles.
Oh, nice.
Freckles. No
Not
one ever
enough.
knew.
Not enough love for the freckle people. I noticed that. Not enough love for that. That's nice. When did you have your pan awakening? Your sexual orientation awakening?
Um I don't think I really knew what I was for a long time.
Yeah.
I knew I was interested in a lot of things, right? I
Hmm.
was interested in boys and girls, but I didn't really know how to define it.
Mm.
I think it was only about like I would say I would say maybe like 3 years, no, not even like 2 years ago. Um, I really like learned what being pan was like versus like bi and similar stuff. And I think that's when I was like, you know what, that kind of makes sense with with the way I feel. So that's when I probably like 2 years ago is when I said
Mm.
this is it right there. You
Yeah,
know.
that's for you. That's
Yeah.
you. Uh, favorite fast food restaurant?
Fast food, maybe McDonald's, I guess.
Really?
I had
What
to
you?
get I
Mhm.
had to give up Chick-fil-A. They're homophobic.
That's right. That's right. What do you get in at
Why?
McDonald's then to replace Chick-fil-A?
Just the chicken nuggies, and that's it.
Not even a McChicken?
Not even a McChicken.
Why? Why the nuggies?
I'm I'm as basic as it gets.
Okay.
I'll get
Okay.
my cheese pizza, I'll get my chicken nuggies, and I'm done.
That's what I'm learning here. That's what I'm learning. That's what I'm really learning from this whole interview. It's the truth is coming out. This is a I don't think people realize when they come on the show, it is a battle of attrition, all right? We learn a lot of stuff, but now we're getting the truth, ladies and gentlemen, all
Yep.
right? We're getting the truth. Oh, when are you going to drop the new merch? And this one says oh yeah, I forgot to sign the merch question. Just say the person that capitalizes everything, every word, is the one that asked it. When's your new
Oh,
merch?
Taze.
Days.
Um I I'm working so hard right now. I'm working so hard right now on getting this done with.
Hmm.
My friends, they all know literally everything we've been working on. I've shown them the merch. We've all agreed. This is where I told you earlier where I'm really bad at making decisions.
Hmm.
This is where I'm on Discord and I'm like, would you buy this? If this was the merch, would you buy this? Is this it right here? You know? That's where, So if you hate the merch, you blame the mods. Got it? So, I'm kidding.
You shaking
Um
them down. Would you buy this, please? Would you buy this? Is this? If they say no, it still doesn't matter. You still threaten shaking them down. Well, cool. What do you know like what items they are? Like not just the design. I know that's under works, but like what items of merch are you working on? Hats, hoodies, button downs. What are we talking? Bucket hats, dad hats.
We definitely need the bucket hat life.
Mm,
Everyone knows bucket hat faux showsies. That's gonna be there. Um, we're gonna do shirts, crew necks, hoodies, hats, and stickers.
nice.
Um, but there's one little element of surprise in there that I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is. But there's another really cool thing in there. I won't tell you. I'm not even gonna
Prize.
flinch if you guess it correctly. I won't say.
You're
But
not gonna say it.
but it's really cool. I'm really excited for it.
Amazing. I've got two more here. Two more here, and we're
Okay.
home free. First one says, "What hat is your favorite?"
Oh, that's so hard. Oh gosh. Uh I love the froggy hat. Everyone knows I love the froggy
Mm-hmm.
hat.
Why the
I like
froggy?
Oh, it's just so cute. Do you see the little eyes like on the side?
I can only see the bunny. I need the frog. There you go. Okay. Aw.
Look at that. So cute.
It's the smiley face too that really does it. It really adds the extra depth behind the
It
hat.
really does. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The best. But I love my Appa bucket hat. Have you watched Avatar The Last
Of
Airbender?
course, you got an Appa bucket hat. I've never seen an Appa
Yeah.
bucket hat. Where's that?
I'm gonna find it. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. Hey, while she's coming here, what do you think of the four elements? Where do you think JoJo lies? Is she in the Fire Nation, the water, earth, air? Thinking air. Thinking air. Thinking Arby's.
Sorry, I had to wear earbuds so I could wear a bucket hat.
Of course. Of
Okay.
course.
Here it is.
Oh, that is sick. That is sick. Where have
It
I?
matches this outfit so much better.
Yeah, what are you
What?
doing? Just rock this. What are you doing?
Well, I had to,
Oh
me,
well, it's a little bit of yeah, you got it. You're right. You're right. I need to wear some hat. That is sick. That's a sick hat. What the? Get you a gold chain, Jojo. Get you a gold chain.
I
Honestly,
should. I really
honestly,
should.
rock
Oh
them.
my
They're
god.
nice. They add a little bit of extra. I can't do
Pizzazz.
rings. Yeah, I got fat fingers. I can't do rings, but a little bit of the chain, goes a long way. I was
I'm not good
asked.
with jewelry, but yeah.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair. I was asking your community, of the four elements of the four nations, where would you lie? What do you think you would lie under?
What do I think or what do I want?
Like, give me
Because
both. I want to know both, actually.
I would want to be air,
Hmm.
but I'd probably be fire, but according to the month or whatever what's it called?
Astrology?
The astrology, yeah,
Yeah.
according to that, I'm earth,
Really?
but yeah. Yeah.
But did you take the quiz?
No, apparently it's just, the month you're born. They just know exactly
Really?
everything. Yeah.
I mean, I felt Earth. I said, well, I asked everyone. Everyone said air, to be honest with you. Everyone said air. So I didn't know. I even said air. I thought, I felt that. I was like, there's something, it's the bubbly. It's the bubbly. It's the energy. I didn't see fire. I could see fire, actually. Never
Well,
mind.
they're putting arson in the chat, the
Okay.
fire.
I could see almost everything but water. I don't know why. I don't know what water represents, but it just
Yeah.
that's not. Yeah,
It's not me, yeah.
not you. It's not you. I got one more here for you. One more here for you, and this is
Gotcha.
not a question. That one's more of a comment, if anything, and it reads not a question, but I just wanted to thank JoJo for creating such a fun and accepting space. Despite how cheesy it is, you've helped me through a lot, and I'm so grateful I've gotten to become a member of this community. Thank you for opening up to us today. I'm sure I speak on behalf of everyone when I say that we appreciate you, and it's been so fun watching you grow. And it says that says it's from me. I'm not sure if. Oh, Mel. I'm sorry, Mel. That's not an exclamation mark.
Mel!
That's so sweet.
I am tearing up right now, but I will not cry.
You
Because
won't
they
be.
always try to get me to cry.
Really? I didn't
Yeah,
know
they
that.
always...
You should have told me that. I'm looking in the camera. You should have told me that. That's my specialty. I love. Yeah, I'm pretty good at making the guests cry. Not in like, wow, that's the worst thing I could have said. I'm pretty good at making them cry, huh? Just. but, but Jojo, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for answering these questions and hanging out and sharing your time and your community and everything in between with us all, man. This has been such a special show today.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
It's been a lot of fun.
That really means the world. My number one prerogative is always to make you feel welcomed and safe and cared for here and comfortable to share your story. So that really does mean a lot. But however, all those kind words, I must say, much like anything in life, nothing is free. So there are two things I need from you, Jojo. There's two things I need from you before we.
My credit card number and the numbers on the back.
Yeah, because I'm ordering a pizza after this, and I need to know what the fuck it is.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yep.
But can you go in the back? You have the stream up?
Yeah.
Can you go on the back end and choose a name that isn't myself, a mod, or a VIP? Any name that isn't a mod, myself, or a VIP.
Okay, I got it. Do I say it?
Sure. Say it. Yeah.
Firesworth.
Firesworth. Let me see if I could find that person's name. There it is. Firesworth. Why'd you choose Firesworth as I stall a little bit?
Firesworth. I don't know. They seem kind of an interesting being. I don't know. Oh, also I've known them for a long time. Great friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that. All right. Firesworth, you won VIP. It's as easy as that. Bang bang. You got the diamond, and we'll be giving that to you by the next show. However, Jojo, I only have 5 VIP, so you got to choose one that's leaving right here, right now, tonight. All right. This turned dark. This turned. Well, I need to have sound
Wait.
effects on this show, man. Yeah, you got to do it. I'm going to send in. Check the chat right there. Check the chat right there. I'm sending the 5 VIP names here. All right. You have Waffle Yos, Wings95 _ Inferno Wolves, MD4MA, and Valen Globe. I've seen MD4MA and Valen Globe here tonight, if that makes it easier. But those all 5 of those are up for grabs. Which one is losing that tonight and given to Firesworth? Jojo, who's it gonna be?
Oh God. Oh God. Veiling glow. No, I'm kidding.
Wow! Oh my gosh, that would have hurt me.
That'd be so messed
So
up.
fucked up. You saw too much, Veiling. Yes, sir. You learned too much about JoJo. You gotta go.
No, no. You know what? Let's go with Wings 95.
All right.
I'm so sorry.
Any specific reason?
Well, I read the name Waffleos and I thought the name sounded cool. And then also with Inferno Wolves, Wings 95. I'm sorry. The 95 and the underscore, they really just did you dirty today.
Off.
I'm sorry.
They threw you off. Homie's from Australia. This is his second time getting this badge, and it's been like 7 months in between, and you just took that out. No, I'm joking. Well, it is true. The story's true, but it's no problem. Don't worry about it, JoJo. No, I appreciate it. One last thing before we go to the final stretch of this show, which is, we've gone through the ringer with one another here. We've been here for over 3.5 hours talking about your life, your time here on Twitch, and everything of it. And I'm always on the move. I'm always looking for new communities to join. I'm always looking for new streamers to enjoy and watch, and possibly even interview. So the question is this, JoJo. Having been on this show and experienced all that it has to offer for the most part, who is someone you would like to watch and be a part of this? Whose story would you like to be told here on Inside the Streamer Studio?
All right. Confession, I don't know who you've already interviewed. So
I could tell you if we have or we haven't. Don't worry.
Okay.
If it makes it easy.
So I'll say some names that very quickly popped in my head.
Mm-hmm.
We've got have you ever heard of Kara Corvus?
No. Connor
She's
Corbett?
incredible.
Oh,
no, Kara. I'll spell it out.
You got it.
She's awesome. Do you only do like Minecraft?
No,
or
anyone.
Okay, cool.
I go all over the place.
Okay, cool. Kara's great. Have you ever heard of Jack Jivik, JVCKK?
No. Jack?
You're
giving me all these new ones right now.
I got you. Have you ever heard of Gumi?
You are giving me I don't know anyone here, all right? I'm new to the game. Gumi?
Yeah, V Gumiho. I'm spelling all these out for you on Discord right now. Yeah, I mean these are some names that just very quickly pop into my head.
Perfect.
You've already talked to David.
Mm-hmm.
And have you talked to Boomer? Oh, I think you talked to Boomer, right? Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. I'll make one final decision.
One last one.
I'm like scrolling through Twitter right now to see like if anyone is just like cool, you know. You know what? Let's recommend another Jack. Let's go with Jack Manifold. He's cool too.
All right.
I got you. Ready?
Let me make sure I got these right. Okay, I feel like I'm a waiter now. I'm writing on a notebook. I'm not shitting with you. I used to write them on sticky notes. Yeah, your boy kind of upgraded, all right? He kind of got himself.
Okay. Got a whole notebook. Okay.
A handy dandy notebook here. So, Kara Corvus.
Yeah.
Correct. And then the second one was JVCKK?
Yep.
How do you say that one?
Jivik or just Jack.
Jivik /Jack. Then you have Uh, V Gummy? How do you
Gumi. Gumi.
Gumi?
Yeah, Gumi.
Gumi. Oh, jeez. And then you have Jack Manafort.
Yeah.
Those are the.
You know Jack Manifold, right?
I'm gonna be honest. Don't do this. Don't do this, Jojo. You're gonna bury me. You're gonna bury. No, I know of Jack. I don't know if I've watched. I know of
Mhm.
Gumi now that you mentioned it. But I think I popped by once. Kara Corvus, and then
Kara.
Jack
Don't
Kara.
mispronounce her name. She will be upset, okay?
Kara.
Okay, yeah, Kara.
Usually I do like in the moment ads, but now I'm so scared of all these names that I have no idea how to read them. Kara. Do you want to try this? You want to do this, Jojo? If you would like, I don't. I'm not gonna force you into this. We could do a 1 minute ad right here, right now. All right.
Okay, what's the ad? What do I do?
It's literally I will invite these people on here, and then I'll give you the final word as to what you could say to convince these 4 people to come, and then that's that. That's the whole thing.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. What do I have to say again? I forgot. Sorry.
Just whatever comes to the top of your mind. This is improv.
Okay.
This is improv. All right.
Okay. Got it.
I haven't done this in a while. Let me look right into the camera right here. Let's shoot right here. Yo, my name is Moms Online. Welcome to another episode of Inside the Streamer Studio. Today's very special guest, jojosolos. We've come to the portion of the show where I've had our guests nominate people that they would like to hear, come onto the show and tell their story. And let me read a couple names for you. We have Kara, we got Jack, we got Gummy, we got Jack Manafort. So for you 4 that have been invited by Jojo, I would love to have you if you have the time, the energy, the interest. I'll DM you, whatever it may be. Jojo, what would you like to say to them that could possibly capture their interest in being a part of this show?
Listen, you guys are really awesome friends of mine. Even I want to know more about you. And Mom's here. He's incredible. I've had such a fun time talking with him today. Never talked to you before, and I feel like we're best friends already.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think you, my friends, you guys would have such a blast here, and your community, your viewers would also enjoy being a part of this as well. And that is what I say.
Scene. Boom. Hopefully that was a minute. We'll check the tape at the end of this show. But that's so kind of you, man. That actually really meant a ton. That you said that beyond the fucking promo ads, whatever. But that was really kind of you to say, Jojo. I think
It's the truth.
when when Elena recommended you and I started watching you, I knew already. I was like, okay, her energy, I'm in. This is gonna be a fucking great show. Let me just get the date. Hopefully, I kind of got nervous DMing you. I haven't gotten nervous in a while DMing guests, but for you, I was just like, I just really hope you say yes. That's all I could go with. I just hope that we've made enough of a resume that you would join us here. And Jojo, I'm so thankful for that. Here's the thing. We're going into the last part of the show. This one's pretty easy.
Okay.
And I'll explain it as such. This show, Inside the Streamer Studio, was inspired by a 90s television show called Inside the Actor Studio. And this professor and host, James Lipton, for 23 years would bring on actors, actresses, and entertainers into his auditorium and classroom, where live students would watch this long-form interview and learn about these celebrities' lives, about their upbringing, and then their eventual work on the big screen or in television and media in general. And so, as an homage to him, I've been doing this show for a year now, and it's been one of the biggest blessings being able to sit across so many diverse people from all over Twitch, Minecraft, e-boys, e-girls, people from the lover host community, the D-gen communities, and everything. It's been so amazing to hear these stories and hear the complexities of the lives around us. And so, as an homage to the show, Inside the Actor Studio, the host, James Lipton, he's ended the show the exact same way. All 23 seasons. And he asks each and every one of his guests 10 questions. And they're always the same 10 questions. And so here tonight, I'm going to ask you those exact same 10 questions. Okay?
All right. I'm hyped. Wait.
Yes.
After that happens, is it over?
I mean, we'll have our discourse. Like I'll tell you.
Okay, because
Yeah, I got you.
I have questions for you, so I don't know if I should say it now or
Is that
after.
a threat? No, you kind of. Who do you think you are? One. Second, where do you get the right? Two. No, I'll give you the final word. The guest always has the final word, and so you can ask the questions then, and then you could say your piece. But there's only 3 rules to the segment, all right, JoJo? Easy 3 rules. 1, you have to answer every question. They're easy, I promise. No gotchas.
Okay.
2, I'm not going to say a word aside from reading you the questions. There's going to be silence. You're going to say your answer. I'm going to wait. Then I'll read you the next question. 3rd rule is to try your best to keep your answer within one idea. So not one word, not one paragraph, just one sentence would do you. All right?
Okay.
After that, I'll tell you what I've learned on my side of interviewing you tonight, and then you'll have the final word. You could do whatever you want. You could ask the questions. You can, I will ask for your plugs and all that jazz, but that'll be a wrap there, and I'll DM you after the show. Okay.
Gotcha.
You ready, JoJo?
I'm ready.
Okay. Question 1. What is your favorite word?
Ampersand.
What is your least favorite word?
Soggy.
What turns you on?
This and that, up and down, left and right. You know what I mean? Pretty people. Pretty people.
What turns you off?
Homophobes.
What sound or noise do you love?
The sound of someone subscribing to my Twitch.
What sound or noise do you hate?
My dog is barking, screeching at the door for no reason.
What is your favorite curse word?
Bitch. It has a lot of meanings.
What profession, other than your own, would you like to attempt?
Astronaut.
What profession would you not like to do?
Cop.
And lastly, JoJo.
Moms.
Joanna.
Moms.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You did good.
I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, jojosolos. JoJo, you did great here, at least. All right. In terms of heaven, I mean that's a whole other discussion. But you did so great here, JoJo. It has been an absolute blast. I lost track of time. I lost track of myself. It was so cool talking to you.
Yeah, I had a blast.
let me have this final moment with you. I'll say my piece and I'll give you the rest of the time. But I want to share with you what I've learned on the other side of things here. All right. It's fascinating how your brain works. Like, and I want that to be the start because at the beginning of the show, again, we've never had a conversation. Let's make that very clear with everyone. We've never had a conversation, let alone learning about your life with this kind of intensity and intention. And you kind of you undersell yourself a lot. You know that, Jojo? Are you recognizing that? You really do, because you are a brilliant person. Whether we're talking content creation or in terms of literally your vocation, like your intelligence, you are so fucking intelligent. It's insane. And then you started dogging on your humor. And I'm like, no, the chat didn't do that. They aren't even, you and I are having a conversation. And I am dying off of whether it be stories you're sharing, whether it be reactions, whether it be just riffing with you. And to me, I love guests that are willing to be a bit silly and a bit vulnerable. And hearing your story with your family, hearing your story with your parents, that really resonates with me because I too have the old school parents. I too am the youngest in my family. I too have those traditional parts of their lives that aren't okay nowadays. But seeing how you've handled it and grown and still have that love and understanding and most of all empathy for your parents, man, they've done a wonderful job. And that, they've really raised someone special. And this goes beyond, again, Twitch. This is, I don't believe I'm a content creator. I really don't, Jojo. I'm a person that loves conversations. I'm a person that I really want to know about you and about people. And seeing, you saying that, I'm pansexual, this is who I am, and having that difficult conversation with your parents, and seeing you, I wouldn't say struggle, but process through that information is difficult because I could see how much it means for you to have them understand and grow. And I love that you're not giving up. I love that you're fighting the good fight and in terms of making their world a better place because they've tried their best to do that for you. Now, in terms of your future, whether it be your career or content creation, I am excited to see where you go, man. It's honestly, you have such a talent to you. I am so enamored by what you do on screen as well as who you are as a person. It is refreshing. You don't get enough people that are willing to be a bit silly or stupid or whatever it may be in between. But it is so refreshing here, man. In a world and in a vocation here on Twitch that is so, I need to hold myself a certain way. I need to associate with certain people. You are one of the realest motherfuckers that I've met here on this channel, and I love that, Jojo. You give me hope. You give me a breath of fresh air, and most of all, I could see how much love, whether it's from your community or those constituents around you. It is a testimony, Jojo. It is a testimony of who you are as a person, of the love, of the candor, and the humor that you bring to the table. And I hope you never forget that of yourself, Jojo. So thank you so much for your time. What would you like to say? I want to give you the final word. What questions do you have before I actually got to thank Mr. Coffee real quick here? Mr. Coffee, thank you so much for that fatty right over here with 159. Ladies and gentlemen, we are literally at the butt end of this show. And inside the Streamer Studio, I am your host, Moms Online, with our very special guest, Jojo Solos here, having literally the final word. What would you like to say? What questions do you have, by the way, Jojo?
Okay. Thank you. First, I'd like to say, thank you for your words. That's a very cool reflection. For some, that's really cool for you to get that out of just, only a couple hours of talking. It's very cool to see the way you're able to read me like a book. But anyway, well, first question. Why is your name Moms Online? I just,
Sure.
moms, Where's that? I don't see the connection.
There's nothing. My original name was Moms for Christ. And then I realized everyone thinks I'm a troll, as well as kind of, yeah, just mainly a troll, and it's not very brandable. So, but the thing is this: when you write something on the internet, it becomes canon. And so everyone started just calling me Moms. They dropped the for Christ and they just started calling me Moms. I'm going to challenge you, Jojo. Find another username with the word moms in it that doesn't sound like an X-rated website, all right? Moms Online was the best chance
No,
I
it sounds
had.
good. It
Oh,
sounds
thank
good.
you.
I was just, I was wondering where it came from,
It's brutal. I'm going to be honest. Twitch won't let me have moms. I just want it to be moms. And
That's messed up, Twitch. What's up with that?
it's a suspended account, which means that it's not just not in use. Someone like did something to it. And like I
Oh
asked staff and
no.
they were just like, we're not allowed to disclose. And I was like, that's weird. All right, fine. I'll
That's
just,
so weird.
yeah. Anywho, but yeah, that's the reason.
I have another question.
Yes,
It's been bothering me just from like the very beginning,
please.
like I looked I opened up your stream before we even called, and then you just have those two tiny windows and the blinds. There's that, like, how does that fit? how, do- how, how does how does that go there?
What do you mean? How does that go there? You think this shit's fake? What do you mean? How does it go there, Jojo? What the?
Just why is it there? Why is it so tiny? Why is it?
Because they're
Why is it
the windows. What do you? There's
but
there's
there,
three
but
windows
there's
here, and then I got two
three?
tiny windows. Yeah, this is a whole office. This is like
But why the two tiny? Why not like one big,
I didn't design the house. I didn't do this. This is. I had to get those blinds. Honestly, I had to get those blinds at J.C. Penney.
I was
Custom.
gonna say, how do you get blinds that fit in a tiny square,
I measured it and then I gave it to the people and they. I am a million years old. I don't know if you're aware of this, Jojo. I am 28 years old, and so I had to. Like, and the worst part is, if I open those blinds, it goes right into my neighbor's house. Like, I could look right into their bedroom. That's insane. So I leave those closed because I don't need them looking at me yelling vulgar things at my guests and my community. But hey, I don't know. Maybe they're into it. I don't know. I don't know. This has
Makes
been your
sense.
whole question. You've been looking at my aesthetics, and
I
you.
literally I opened your stream and I was like, what? There's two tiny windows.
Tiny windows, tiny guy. You know, it doesn't. It's just what it is. It is what it is.
And
But
then one more thing. I'm pretty
please,
sure I can't tell, maybe I'm just stupid, but I think you're painting the one with the black and the orangey. I think it's
Biggie
like a
Smalls.
little bit tilted.
So I actually it's an illusion. I have used the level to make sure they're not. It might be my webcam though, to be fair.
Oh,
So
okay.
thank you for outing me with my poor quality, Georgie. Appreciate that.
No, no, no.
That's
You
no,
have great
no.
quality.
I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking
You
with
have
you.
great quality, right?
Yeah.
Right, guys?
Right, guys,
Yep.
please. One's in
Mm-hmm.
the chats, please, please, please. I need like
Yup.
my tweets. No, no, no. Yeah, you might be right. I gotta like honestly, this is not even the final iteration. Like, I have an idea. I have an idea of getting a new cam. I have an idea of pushing this in with a new desk, and make it more studio esque. But I love these two. The two paintings behind me is Mac Miller and Biggie Smalls. And so these are two artists
Oh
that have
yeah.
meant a lot to me. And so yeah, and then you
Nice.
got a comedian right here. It's just a lot of yeah, jibber jabber. That's what I do here.
I like it. You
Thank
know
you.
what? I already know. I know exactly what you can do just to up the studio level look,
Give it to
like
me.
by a million, and it's only gonna cost you like 20-30 bucks. Ready?
Shoot.
Ready? Where's my thing?
Yeah.
Oh, here. LED lights.
I've heard so many mixed reviews of this, JoJo. Because the thing is this: I have behind me, behind my humongous head, is a salt lamp. That's oh, I hear my
Oh.
it's a salt lamp, and I use that because I want to have I wanted a floodlight because I'm trying to give the cozy vibe. I'm trying to give the late night radio station vibe here, and so that's why I was like, because I considered the neon leaves and all that. I think what I'm gonna do though, this might be in the fall though, is get some Edison bulbs, those big ass like whatever, and put those hanging
Mm.
around, and then get some like records hanging.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that.
go all
Definitely
in.
lighting is just gonna up it. It doesn't have to be LED. It could be
Mm-hmm.
whatever type of lighting
You're
you
right.
want, but that's gonna up it trillions. Just
Hey.
like that.
Oh, we got. It's one step at a time. All right, it's one step at a time. But I appreciate it, Jojo. I need the aesthetic help from you. All right, I see what you rocking with your fits here. All right, so I needed a
I
little
mean,
bit of extra.
right there, you can see
Mm-hmm.
more light there because my LED light fell. So maybe you shouldn't take
Oh,
too much advice
okay.
from me because
Okay.
I'm lazy. But
We have that, and then we have the decapitated bunny head in the background on the bed. I think there's a
don't worry
couple.
about him. Don't worry about him. He's innocent. He's
Easter
fine.
was a couple months ago, all right? Easter was a couple months ago, and we're still celebrating. That is out of pocket. But Jojo, I will say this too. Please, you have an open invite. I have other shows. I would love to get you and Elena together on the network where we just shoot the shit, talk about pop culture, all
I
that
love
jazz.
Ella.
Oh my goodness, it will be a pleasure. But aside from that, I want to give you the final word. What is something you would like to say to all those that are watching live here on Twitch, in the future on YouTube? Maybe they're listening on Spotify as well. What would you like to say to them?
You guys should donate to charity. Trevor Project is really cool. Check it out. They help out a lot of people in the LGBTQIA plus community. And also, my name is JoJo, but it's not a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reference. No, I do like anime though, but no, that's not what that is. And that's it.
There we go. I love it. I love it. Jojo, I appreciate you so much for being here. I appreciate your time. I'll DM you after the show. All right. You enjoy
Perfect.
yourself. Take care. Have a good
Thank
night,
you.
Jojo. Good
You
night.
have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone.
Peace, peace, peace.